Remember to like and share the video. Thanks in advance.
Each year, we come together on Labor Day to honor the dignity of work, the resilience of our people, and the enduring spirit that has always defined us as Jamaican people. Labor Day is deeply rooted in our history. It takes us back to 1938, when ordinary men and women across Jamaica rose up against injustice, demanding fair wages, better working conditions, and dignity as Jamaicans. Those events transformed our country, strengthened the voice of the working class, giving impetus to political organization, and setting Jamaica on the path towards self-government and political independence. Over the years, Labor Day has evolved into a day both of remembrance and of putting words into action. It is a reminder that when we invest our time and our effort and our care into our communities, we're ultimately investing in ourselves. The community of action for the land that sustains us strengthens the very foundation on which our nation stands. In more practical terms, it is about stepping out in our communities, rolling up our sleeves, and putting in some voluntary work to make things around us a bit better. This year, the theme for Labor Day is One People, One Purpose, in all things Jamaica wins. That theme is a powerful reminder that our greatest achievements as a nation have always come when we stand together, united in purpose, committed to progress, and determined to bring a better future for all, with no one being left behind. Across this land today, Jamaicans will gather to clean, to paint, to build, to repair, and generally to uplift their surroundings. In doing so, we demonstrate that nation building is not the responsibility of the state alone. It is a shared duty and the mission of all of us. As we commemorate Labor Day, we must also speak honestly about the present moment. Across our country, too many hard-working Jamaicans are feeling the strain. Many families still have not recovered from last October's terrible hurricane. Many are still living under leaky blue tarpaulins, and each shower of rain is a torment for them. With war and international aggression far and near, the rising cost of living is a heavy burden on families. Many workers are struggling to make ends meet. Young people, educated and ambitious, are searching for meaningful opportunities to thrive here at home rather than abroad, but are too often left disappointed. Labor Day demands reflection and action. We must ask ourselves this important question: are we doing enough to ensure that work truly provides dignity, stability, and a pathway to a better life? As leader of the opposition, I stand with the Jamaican workers. I acknowledge your efforts, your sacrifices, and your contributions to this nation. Whether you're a nurse helping our healthcare system to keep going, a teacher shaping our future, a police officer serving and protecting us all, a farmer feeding the nation, a factory worker on the production line, a hotel worker helping to build brand Jamaica, a taxi driver, a marketer, street vendor, or other small business owner, you are the backbone of this country. Your voices must be heard more clearly in shaping our national priorities. We will continue to advocate for policies that inspire a more equitable society and build the social cohesion that sustains national development. Labor Day reminds us that in Jamaica, progress has never come from silence, complacency, or inaction. It has always come from engagement, from dialogue, and from action driven by the collective will of the people. Today, as we take part in community projects across this land, let us remember that our small acts of community service reflect a much larger truth. If history has taught us anything from 1938 to today, it is that when Jamaicans stand together, we can overcome any challenge. When we work together, when we care for each other, when we respect the value of each other's contributions, and when we act with collective purpose, we strengthen our communities and we build a greater nation. The journey ahead is not easy and will require great effort, integrity, and unity. So on this Labor Day 2026, let us recommit ourselves to that shared purpose. Let us embrace the spirit of one people, one purpose, knowing that when we act together in the interests of our country, in all things, Jamaica wins. Happy Labor Day. May God continue to bless you, and may God bless Jamaica, land we love.
One Marky G. You know, I don't really celebrate holidays. I've said this several times on my platform, so it should not be anything new. Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's your brother Bolo and I in the space again. I had promised you guys Ryan Campbell, Anthony, Arlene Scott. I had promised you guys from last night that I would come live. As you can see on the thumbnail, the call-in number is 1-876-451-6535. Given it's a holiday, I hope that we get more engagements and persons are ready to call in. This show is dedicated to same. This show is dedicated to hearing from you, the people of Jamaica, in regards to, and even if you're not from Jamaica, if you watch this channel and you're paying attention to what is happening in the country, and you want to make a contribution in terms of observation, you can call in. The WhatsApp number is 876-451-6535. That's 876-451-6535. There's two articles that I wanted to highlight. So, post Hurricane Melissa, this article, the title is very interesting. Both of them is on the thumbnail, so let me start with this one. Oh, wow. Yes, here it is.
Sports. Raiders. Updated one. The boys are now the breadwinners. Hurricane Melissa aftermath pushing students from classrooms into workforce.
Let me just do this. Let me make it official, cause you know what I mean? I just thought about that. What is this? Oh. Yes, let's make it official. Right. Need to go live on TikTok too, but I need another phone. I think mommy had that phone from last night. The battery might all low. Phone will take some time for charge, Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, top of the morning, it's your brother Bolo and I want to explore this article real quick. Please remember to like and share the video. Do not keep this to yourself. I think it's a very interesting article, post Hurricane Melissa. So I want to take a deep dive into it. So let's get into it. The boys are now the breadwinners. Hurricane Melissa aftermath, pushing students from classroom into workplace. Crime, says administrators. Listen to this.
Workforce. Crime. Say administrators. Updated one. The boys are now the breadwinners. Hurricane Melissa aftermath pushing students from classrooms into workforce. Crime. Say of the island. Some schools in the hardest hit communities are 7 months after Hurricane Melissa tore through sections of the island. Some schools in the hardest hit communities are reporting a troubling fallout. Students, mainly boys, abandoning classrooms for construction sites, farms, supermarkets, and, in some cases, the underground economy. Administrators say worsening economic hardship has forced many students, particularly those nearing adulthood, to become breadwinners for struggling families still trying to recover from the disaster. The roofs are still off some homes. Food has to be bought, and many times these boys are the man at the yard, Newell High School Vice Principal Errol Bennett told the Sunday Gleaner. While many students are officially listed as having returned to school, educators say attendance remains highly irregular, with some pupils appearing for a day or two before disappearing again for weeks at a time as they chase work to support their households. The hurricane affected so many people who are still out of work, and so many of these children have become income earners for their families, especially those who are 18 or close to 18, explained Arnaldo Allen, principal of New Forest High School in St. Elizabeth. At least 6 of his students fall into that category, he said. You can't force them to come in when that is the only money coming into the household, Allen added. School leaders in St. Elizabeth say the crisis is exposing deeper social problems already affecting vulnerable students, including poverty, weak literacy levels, trauma, and the growing attraction of quick money through scamming and illegal farming. The impact, they argue, is being felt most acutely at non-traditional schools, which often lack the resources and support systems available to more established institutions. The situation is particularly critical at Newell High School, where administrators say the average student enters grade 7 reading at the grade 3 level. While most students have returned since the hurricane, there are still some 105 pupils whose attendance remains sporadic, with upper school boys accounting for the majority. If we speak about the grade 11 cohort, where we would have been expecting 100 students, we have, 85. We make contact with some and get them in for a day or two, but then they are out again because they are the breadwinners, Bennett explained. Some parents simply cannot afford to send their children back to school and, as a result, many boys have instead turned to construction work, farming, vending, and other odd jobs to help support households still struggling to rebuild damaged homes and livelihoods, administrators said. Schools have mounted extensive efforts to keep students engaged, including home visits, welfare checks, and the distribution of care packages. Admittedly, however, administrators say the support has often fallen short against the scale of devastation left behind by the storm. Schooling is momentum. Every day builds on the other day. They may come to 5 classes today, but tomorrow they miss 15 and it accumulates. When that child comes in, sometimes he is lost. It's not just the financial issue, but the psychosocial mindset of the child, said Newell High School Principal Audrey Ellington. For some fifth form students who have spent virtually their entire high school experience navigating one national crisis after another, from COVID-19 to Hurricane Beryl and now Melissa, educators fear the long-term damage may already be setting in. But administrators say their greatest concern is that schools are increasingly losing the economic argument to criminal activity. My greatest fear, however, is the scamming, Allen said. What scamming does is tell a young man that there is an alternative way to schooling, concurred Bennett, noting that some students have openly compared the value of an education to the quick profits generated through illegal activity. Educators say some boys now see years spent struggling through school as less rewarding than the immediate wealth displayed by young men involved in scams, drug trafficking, and other illicit activities. The Ministry of Education last week reported that up to May 4th, some 194 students remained unaccounted for from the approximately 373,000 enrolled in infant, primary, and secondary schools across the island. The figure includes 10 primary school students and 184 high school students. Region 5, comprising St. Elizabeth and Manchester, accounts for the largest number of those students, with 138. 38 students are from Region 4, which includes St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland, while 16 are from Region 6, covering St. Catherine. Region 3, which includes Street and Trelawney, accounts for 1 student. The ministry said it remains committed to reducing student absenteeism and continues to enable schools to implement measures to cauterize this problem, even as we partner with external agencies to implement strategies to eradicate absenteeism. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, said that while there was no data supporting claims of organized child labor or criminal recruitment, authorities remained concerned about the number of students still outside the school system. But we do know that some students have not returned. About 2 or 3 months ago, we were seeing about 400 absent students at that time. Since then, we have been working with schools and have seen some students who were absent have returned, Minto said. Stuart Jacobs, president of the National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica, argued that the country may now have to rethink how it reaches students who have already drifted toward the workforce. It's all about what we do. Do we try to force them back into school, or do we let them work on the construction site and at the same time educate and certify them as construction workers? Jacobs asked. Still, he warned that vulnerable...
I like that suggestion. Right? Balance the thing. Get them some level 3, level 4 certification in whatever area that they are actually working and doing a legal job. There's a deeper rooted issue here that I will comment on after the article is done. But that right there, having them being certified while working, so educating while earning an income, I like that.
Vulnerable students left outside the formal school system could easily become targets for gangs and organized crime. The gangs are always recruiting, and the fact that the kids are not in school and working in certain industries means there is downtime in those industries, and the devil finds work for idle hands, Jacobs cautioned. The conversation in this country has to be, how can we increase these students' interest in education? One administrator said. Can we restore the value of education to youth, especially our boys, to let them know that education actually pays? Corey.Robinson at gleanerjm.com. Measures the Ministry of Education says it has taken to combat absenteeism. Asterisk weekly attendance tracking. Schools required to submit weekly attendance data. Asterisk home visits by principals, guidance counselors, and deans of discipline to ascertain reasons for absenteeism and account for students who migrated to other regions/countries or transferred to other schools. Asterisk home visits are also done by parent mentors of the NPSC who offer psychosocial first aid to parents and guide them in accessing support to address their predominant needs. Asterisk media appeals done to involve local communities to assist in the return of students to schools. Asterisk increased access to psychosocial support services for students and parents. Asterisk interagency support for vulnerable families to create a semblance of normalcy. Asterisk the regions have all reported unaccounted for students to the CPFSA with the remit to investigate and enforce the law.
So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a crisis after the crisis, post-Hurricane Melissa. And, one of the statements that I've heard Andrew Jones come out and speak about is that, these young men that take up a gun instead of taking up a book or turn scammer and all of that, the government's response to them and the posture of Andrew Jones' argument has never been a productive one, if I'm being 100% honest. It's more about extermination and removal rather than actually rehabilitation. Yeah, man, it's just you chose to take up the a life of crime, then whatever happens to you. When really and truly the system did not make enough effort to make these young men, especially young men, are affected in these situations. For the young ladies, unfortunately, it's more along the line of drug abuse and prostitution in a lot of cases. You understand? And some of these parents too as well. You know, they need to go repent, they need Jesus. Because they literally have their young daughters, um, you know, selling their bodies to men so that they can actually get funding to take care of the household. It's a nasty, it's a nasty cycle, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very nasty cycle. So this is very concerning. That's why when I saw the title of the article, I said, whoa, instead of going to school, the young men, you know, parents pretty much is, you know, pushing them out there to go and work. And, you know, seeking money now can also have them being led into crime, because supply and demand, you know, demand is for money, and then the opportunities that would present itself for them to get the money is not always the best options. Separate and apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, another article here that I found quite interesting is this one. Let's read.
In focus, May 17th, Jaleel Dabdob, Jamaica's struggle for democratic balance. Updated May 17th, 2026, 4-minute read. Jamaica stands at a defining constitutional moment. The legal battle between Prime Minister Holness and the Integrity Commission, IC, is not just a dispute over statutory declarations, corruption, investigative procedure, or political perception. It is now a test of how seriously democracy is taken in Jamaica. Too often, democracy is viewed as elections alone. There's voting every 5 years, governments change peacefully, and we are convinced that democracy is intact. While essential, elections are but one pillar of a functioning democracy. Democracy is measured not only by how governments are chosen, but by how power is exercised, restrained, and scrutinized after polls close. Democracy lives in institutions and the rule of law. It lives in the independence of courts, accountability of leaders, fairness of administrative bodies, and public's confidence that no one, regardless of office, is above legal scrutiny. That is why the Holness/IC matter carries such enormous constitutional and governance significance. At the core of this issue lies a fundamental democratic question. Can Jamaica maintain institutions capable of investigating the country's most powerful political figures while simultaneously protecting constitutional fairness and due process? The IC was established because it was recognized that corruption, opacity, and weak accountability undermine public trust. Parliament did not create the commission as some ceremonial body. The IC was designed as a constitutional safeguard, an institution empowered to scrutinize declarations, investigate irregularities, and ensure integrity in public life.
Let's pause there. The IC was established because it was recognized that corruption, opacity, and weak accountability undermine public trust. Right? I want you guys to think about that, because the weakening of the IC is a spit in the face of the recognition that corruption is stinking the country, that accountability is weak and opacity, right? And now, you know, they wonder why we live in a low trust environment when the government actively does everything in its power to weaken that trust level. It's time for them to look at the man in the mirror, ladies and gentlemen. They are the problem. They are the actual problem. Right? Let's continue.
Life. Democracy requires balance. Oversight institutions must themselves remain accountable to law, and investigative power cannot be unchecked power. Constitutional democracy demands procedural fairness, legal restraint, and judicial oversight. Entitled to challenge. That is why PM Holness is entitled to challenge the IC before the courts. His right to judicial review is an exercise of democracy. Courts exist precisely to determine whether state institutions have acted lawfully and within constitutional limits.
I challenge this argument. I challenge this argument. I'm going to tell you why. Because Andrew Holness is the one that tabled this report. So if you should go, well, I wouldn't say table, but he's the one that passed it, right? Floyd Shaw, good morning. If you should go to Hansard and you should check the debate and discussion surrounding the actual passing of this particular act, the Integrity Commission Act, they were well aware of the gaps that was in the Integrity Commission Act. As a matter of fact, to rubbish this argument, let me find the clip, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just rubbish this argument real quick, because it appears as if this particular editor or writer for this article is biased towards Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is not just challenging challenging the body. The context does matter at the end of the day. It's not like Andrew Holness was not there when it was being discussed. As a lawmaker, why did you pass a law that now you are saying is violating your constitutional rights, right? According to you in your court order, why would you pass a law like that? And then again, when I look at it, your government was trying to pass the needs that was highly unconstitutional, and hear the hypocrisy now. Hear the hypocrisy now of this same government telling this same leader, saying to people that yes, this particular investigation violates my constitutional right. That is my belief. As rubbish as it sounds, the fact that he pulled the trigger to actually remove illicit enrichment, that's not democracy. That's not accountability. That's not being transparent. That's you wanting to hide things as a public officer. I say to these politicians, if you do not want the responsibility of being in public office, do not sign up for the job. If you do not want to be, and remember, guys, this is a soon come to Avenue. Oh no, I went on the wrong playlist. I was like, wait a minute. I need the evidence playlist. That's what I need. Oh, here it is. Wonderful. I have to go to Andrew Holness' speech because this is absolutely ridiculous. What I just read in this article. Absolutely ridiculous. It's wild, man. Where is it? Somewhere around this part right here. Everything he does, like he contradicts himself so bad. It's terrible. Andrew asking for forgiveness from the born and the unborn. What a thing. What him and his wife do so in God? That's the $1 million question. What him and his wife do so? Okay. Here it is. Wonderful. Here it is. We got it. We got Georgia. Good morning. Jasmine, how you doing? How you doing, Jasmine?
They will be
Ease out. Jasmine said, Bolo, I told you that long time ago. Nobody believed me. I repeat it. Jamaica is under dictatorship and he will never leave office. Well, as long as God allow him to stay there, he must stay there. But him time up still.
environment, how we maintain our environment, how we conduct the regular maintenance. To return to the government, they get a little piece of the process. And I hear Bobby say, this government has not been without its challenges. That corruption is not without this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I found the clip. Listen to this. Mighty God, the hypocrisy is real. Listen to Andrew on this, guys.
This government has not been without its challenges. I couldn't leave this stage without saying to you that corruption is not an issue that occupies the front of my mind. I couldn't leave here today and say to you that we still need to tighten up on the new anti-corruption systems and framework that is in place. In a sense, if you were to compare Jamaica to all the other countries in the Caribbean, our framework for anti-corruption would be the most advanced.
Pause right there, ladies and gentlemen. Two things that are significant in that statement. One, he recognized that the framework of the anti-corruption agency needs to tighten up. What's important is the date and time in which that this statement was made. This was 2019, we are now in 2025. And of course, the other thing that is significant about what he said was when you compare it to the region in the Caribbean, it was the most advanced. Now, the question is, why is this Prime Minister, why has he taken the Integrity Commission to court to remove the most important part of the Integrity Commission, which is the investigating into illicit enrichment, where people, because of the low trust environment, do not have faith in the government consistently, to the point where elections have been the lowest turnout under this particular government in the last 2 terms. Why is all of that happening? So you recognize that there needs to be tightened up, but the actions of the government is not to help to tighten up the legislation, and it's to destroy it. It's to make it null and void. And I challenge anybody, I don't care who you are or how learned you think you are. Actions speak louder than words. This is what we're seeing from the government. We're not seeing a government that wants to tighten the Integrity Commission Act. We're seeing a government that does everything in its power through statement and action from the leadership straight down in the Jamaica Labour Party to undermine the power of the Integrity Commission. So I found it very interesting that he made this statement in 2019, because this was 2019. Let's continue.
It is not for want of putting in the legislative and institutional processes. They are there. But you have to...
So the legislative and the institutional processes are there. It's not a want of it. He's telling you, he's giving the Integrity Commission props in Jamaica. But little did he know that his statutory declaration after this couldn't be certified, and now he is the #1 enemy of the Integrity Commission and its function. Mighty God.
Bear in mind that we are also very new on the scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources. So instead of telling you...
So where is this support from the government to help the Integrity Commission to accelerate very quickly on the learning curve? Yo, man, today, yeah, man, these people are funny, you know?
That they can move very quickly on the learning curve, the development of the institution, so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs.
You know what was hilarious in this clip, outside of the hypocrisy that is quite clear now of Andrew Honest? It was Desmond McKenzie in the background clapping. I mean, honestly, Desmond McKenzie clapping at that last statement saying that the opposition should leave the Integrity Commission alone, and who is now attacking the Integrity Commission. That is hilarious. I want you to focus on your screen. Look at Desmond McKenzie clapping and cheer. Look at him. Look at him in the background behind Andrew Honest like a cheerleader. Clapping. Yay! Yes. Once he heard opposition, that was his trigger. That's all he needed to hear. The partisan Siaga-like nature in him came out. The rockstone labor in him. Whatever Andrew said after he said opposition, that was attacking the opposition, he was ready to start clapping. Not realizing that what he was saying, I don't think he realized because he was distracted. And that's just my opinion. That the man was talking about leaving the anti-corruption agency alone. This is the same government that have many senior members attacking the Integrity Commission since Andrew Honest's Integrity Commission report came out. Now, according to the labor rights, the Integrity Commission is public enemy #1 because there's several of them under investigation. Why you think the FLA report? They don't want to table it. And all of these different. Why you think the UHWI situation with the IC and the government not wanting certain documents to come out is the same reason. Don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's continue with the article. Let's continue with the article. Where were we? Oh. Yes, right here.
Limits. But there is another equally important democratic principle at stake. Justice delayed is justice denied. Timely resolution does not mean rushed judgment. It means that constitutional disputes affecting governance should not remain indefinitely unresolved. This matter has now lingered over the PM for an extended period, generating political uncertainty, institutional tension, and continuous public speculation. Regardless of political affiliation, Jamaicans should understand that prolonged, unresolved allegations against a sitting PM carry serious consequences for governance and Jamaica's international image. Fairness demands that the PM not
Listen, this is why he should remove himself from office. This is why he should have never ran in the last election, because of that cloud that he brings over the entire country because of his statutory declaration. Mark Golden was right, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Honest's selfishness is untenable. He doesn't care about the image of Jamaica. The only reason why he's still in office is to try and save his own damn skin. You understand? That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is, well, let me move on.
remain indefinitely under a cloud of suspicion without final resolution. If wrongdoing is established, the country deserves clarity and accountability. But if the legal challenges ultimately vindicate him, then he, too, deserves to be freed from prolonged accusations and institutional conflict. A democracy cannot function efficiently when politically consequential legal disputes drift endlessly through procedural delays and appeals. Institutional legitimacy depends not only on fairness, but also on timely resolution. the country needs constitutional certainty. Investors need confidence. Citizens need closure, whilst governance requires stability. The constitutional tensions exposed by the IC dispute are not isolated. Similar questions about accountability and concentrated power are emerging through the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA. The debate surrounding NARA raises profound concerns about democratic accountability and constitutional governance. Critics argue that the authority concentrates extraordinary power while bypassing parliamentary oversight, procurement safeguards, and traditional constitutional checks. NARA's supporters view it as a mechanism for accelerating development and national projects. But the constitutional concern remains the same. That is, how much concentrated executive power can a democracy tolerate before institutional balance begins to erode? Deeply interconnected. This is precisely why the IC matter and the NARA debate are deeply connected. Both issues force to confront the same underlying democratic question. Are institutions becoming subordinate to executive convenience, or are constitutional safeguards still capable of restraining state power? Democracy is not maintained by goodwill alone. It survives through systems designed to prevent excessive concentration of authority. Strong constitutions limit power. They require scrutiny, consultation, transparency, judicial review, and accountability. History shows that unchecked power, even with the best intentions, eventually erodes democratic culture. The concern...
Well, that statement is very true. History shows that unchecked power, even with the best intentions, eventually erodes democratic culture. And that's the road that Andrew Holness is taking the Jamaica democracy. All the democratic safeguards are being eroded. NARA is the latest and most consequential of that safeguard. The power that NARA gives the Prime Minister totally erodes democracy, 100%. And that's why the People's National Party was so against it. Let's continue.
Concern many now have is not merely about one investigation or one statute. It is about whether the country's constitutional architecture is gradually shifting toward executive dominance at the expense of institutional independence. If oversight institutions are weakened because they investigate powerful officials, democracy suffers. But if state authorities accumulate expanding powers while constitutional safeguards are treated as inconveniences, democracy suffers as well. This is why temptation must be resisted to reduce every constitutional issue into tribal warfare between the PNP and JLP. Institutional integrity cannot depend on which party occupies Jamaica House. The precedents established today will shape the powers of future governments. The courts therefore carry enormous responsibility at this constitutional moment. Their duty is rooted in constitutional preservation. They must determine the lawful limits of institutional authority, ensure procedural fairness, and preserve public confidence that constitutional rules are paramount. Ultimately, the Holness IC dispute is about more than Andrew Holness. The NARA debate is about more than infrastructure policy. Together, they represent a national test of constitutional maturity. Discover more. Strong democracies are not defined by the absence of conflict. They are defined by how institutions treat with conflicts. Can accountability bodies operate independently without becoming politicized? Can executive authority pursue national objectives without overwhelming constitutional safeguards? Can courts resolve politically charged disputes fairly and promptly? Can citizens think beyond tribal loyalties and defend principles consistently? These questions must be answered now. A democracy is not proven when elections are peaceful. It is proven when institutions are tested, when laws restrain power, and when constitutional principles remain stronger than political convenience. The question is no longer whether we possess democratic institutions. The question is whether we possess the collective will to defend them when power is tested. Jamaica is being tested now, and history shall record whether we proved equal to the burden placed before us.
You know, this is a very balanced article. Shout out to the writer. He didn't want, I can see that he is not swaying on either side. the way how it was written. But I'll say this. All of the points raised in there is very important. You understand? And Jamaica is definitely being tested. This is a very pivotal point in our history. And if we are not careful, this government will totally erode and destroy any fabric of democracy that is left. Even the Naira bill, the fact that the opposition would get one person, I like an olive branch to say, we just want to make it seem as if this is a process that involves or invites, at a minimum, what the People's National Party as the opposition can actually oversee in regards to the Nara situation. So they have done everything in their power to hide or diminish the power of the opposition, to hold the government accountable as an opposition is the watchdog for the nation. Any opposition, that is their job. Their job is to raise issues. And something as big as Nara, you know what I mean? Hey man, if the Jamaican people don't wake up, man, by the time they are woken up, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. It is what it is. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section for that one, ladies and gentlemen, alright? Let me know. So yeah, like I said, this is the call-in show, ladies and gentlemen. The number is 876-451-6535. That's 876-451-6535. Your contribution is welcome. Any topic at all that is actually happening here in Jamaica that you would like to give your take on, yeah, please call in. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. Mr. Wayne Lonesome, shout out to Sassy D. She had told me about this. I just saw it this morning, where Mr. Wayne Lonesome reacted to statements that was made by Juliet Cuthbert. Statements that were made by Juliet Cuthbert, and also Ocean Wide about Nikisha Burchell. I spoke about this in length last night on my live stream, the one before this live stream. I would encourage you guys to go catch the replay of that. I will not rehash that. I said what I said, I meant what I said, and I went into a length of detail as to why my position is my position. But forgive me for the bad word and so. Let's check this out. Mr. Alonso.
Bad man, I watch it yet. You understand you two out look here, hear this.
Nikisha Burchell,
hear this.
I want to remind you of how hard women had to fight to get to leadership positions.
So that means a good idea to say Sharon also leadership position, that idiot athlete foot. So she now run her house.
Mighty God.
Emotional damage. Embarrassing.
We need some milk.
So she now run her house. A woman run her house now. And then the man run the house. A woman, look here, everything we put in the house. I think I'm a man that run the house now. And listen, She'll make sure everything neat up in the house. Man, I won't pull up all kind of little things, you don't know that. Or you take this and a split it, where you go with it? So, oh, you want to run the house of Parliament if you can't run the house. Number 14. That makes sense?
But you see, this is my thing. If you look at the statement that was made by Nikisha Burchell never mentioned that Judith cannot run her house. She never said that. She said, and I'm going to find the quote because it's important, the context.
People run out with us, with this foolishness. Hear this. Hear this.
I also want to remind you that there have been only 3 women speakers of the House.
Hear this. And one of them just charge her and then she got back in the house again. That's why Jamaica so corrupt.
I also want to remind you that when
and I never remembered that. The Marissa Dalrymple is a woman and she lied to the Integrity Commission. So what does being a woman mean to the position? What, because you're a woman should support you. This is how a lot of women think, you know. And I will forever burn the fire. Women, not every woman, you know, some women have this idea that because you're a woman, another woman should support you in any wrong that you do. Because you're a woman. But let it be the men. Those same women will condemn men that support men in the wrongs that they do. You see how funny that is? And tell me where I lied. Tell me where I lied. There's many women, some of them right now might be listening to me and cringing. I said, boy, Bolo, I talk the truth. But me not like hear it. There is something inside a lot of women that for some reason, I don't know if it's privilege, I don't know, that have them believe that because you're a woman, you should support women in wrong things that they do. Because they're women. And you doing the right thing in calling out a woman as a woman would mean that you're tearing down all women. This is the most nonsensical, rubbish position that a lot of women hold. And I will forever burn out that crap. Any woman that is going to be my woman cannot think in this manner. My wife cannot think in this manner because I don't want her to teach that to my daughter. It is a flawed, illogical way of thinking. Right? And it's the same thing with persons that recognize nations. So because you're a black person, you're going to sit down and watch black people and I'm talking about the ones that are being degenerate and tearing down their own nation in their own actions and speech. And because they are a black person, it means that you should not say anything. Because they're a black person, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. And it's a cultural thing, it goes even into the churches as well. So you're telling me because this person is a pastor, you should not go through the proper channels to correct them when they're wrong? All in the name of you tear down the church if you're correct. That's what causes the devil to be in the churches. And put on your foot in there and sit down and sit down in the jacuzzi and not moving, being served by the men and women, or the so-called men and women of God. We're backslide now. Being served fruits and treats. You know, the devil does comfortably in the church. And I'm not saying all the churches. Any church where the devil comfortable, obviously gone to the devil now. But previously, the church would have been operating under the rules and auspices of the Most High. My point of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, that right is right and wrong is wrong. Principle is principle. You cannot sell out those principles. That is just the bottom line of it all. Not because you're a woman and it's a woman and a woman. Not because it's a man and a man. Not because it's a religious person and a religious person, or a race and race. Call out the foolishness. Wrong is wrong. The truth shall set you free.
Women assert themselves. They are or should not be seen as bullies. They should not be seen as controlling.
Women that assert themselves should not be seen as bullies. I've never heard such nonsense in my life. You know, it really bothers me, like it does. I hearing it again, I'm out to go off on a rant again. If you're a bully, you're a bully. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. Your sex, your sexual orientation, or your sex does not matter. It doesn't.
I idiot book of fuck off, you piece of shit. If you can board your insert yourself, if you're a bully, you're a bully. Woman, if you're a bully, you're a bully. He's a piece of shit too. Because me hear you come up with some shit thing. That about white man and I can use a piece of shit.
That is funny, honey.
You are the Jamaican, that's why I said, brother, right people. I can't match it just about white man and shit. She did the part I do, you know. This piece of garbage front of me. And I talk about when you insert, say, you must see as bully. You have woman a bully. And that's the truth. You have man a bully.
And that's the
truth.
What
the fuck you talking about?
That's the bottom line of it all. You have men that are bully and you have women that are bully. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
What kind of stupid argument is the matter of this
foolishness, man.
This makes sense?
No.
I'm saying the actor post run out with the same thing. Hear this.
What they're doing is they are leaders.
Yeah, they're leaders.
They're showing their leadership.
So hold on, if you're showing leadership and she say I see a leader house, all that last. So all this the argument. So if you can lead your house or you want to come lead the house, come this and disrespect big people.
Yes.
Shut off all night on your opposition leader.
Yes.
And put your outside. You talk about leadership. She can't lead her people them in her strong arms. Or you come and disrespect big people. Here, MP have to get up and say, listen, you're not my mother, you can't talk to me that way.
Yes, Dr. Dayton Campbell, who remember, talk truth, Mr. Lonesome.
Piece of shit here. What happened to her? Nikki said, better run them away.
Run them
away. When we have James, I talk about them, Andrew come out and near people and say, big one about Andrew. She not easy. Yeah.
Just like when a man,
there.
Is showing leadership, you say they're strong. And yes.
Yeah, bully. She talk about man as show leadership. Listen, she has show, number 14 has show leadership. A bully is in Chilepan. She disrespect people.
Yeah.
That is not leadership.
That's right.
It's a balance.
That's right. And then she's likening men showing leadership to them being bullies. Man, this lady, this is such an idiotic argument. Like, and she disrespecting all well-thinking men and all well-thinking persons, as a matter of fact. This is disrespectful, This video that she put out, Right? And shout out to Perry in Christ, because Perry said, listen, I mean, you did a 5-minute video about all of this, but we have not heard you talk about the majority of issues that is plaguing the nation right now. The underspent money, right? The fact that young people are being unalived by the police. You run out to defend Juliet Owens when they were, and your premise of your argument was also flawed, because she lied on Nikisha Burchell, She lied on Nikisha Burchell. The statement that Nikisha Burchell said is not what she's addressing. She's saying something totally different.
Stop this kind of shit. You understand? Continue, but hear what you say, yes or no. But for a while, man. Hear this.
He's asserting themselves, but somehow when a female does it, or when the party that's in power with the woman as a speaker does it, somehow she's seen as something else, and you went below the belt. You went nasty.
Evil.
Why waste another summer not long?
She didn't go below no belt. That is a goddamn lie. Not no go so. Nikisha Burchell did not go below no belt.
Below belt are nasty. At first, every woman of them run them house. The woman we know, my mother used to run the house, you know. And my father run the house. My father go work and think my mother run the house. I don't want take care. I don't want them. The most of them things to make sure the youth them are right. And but your talks are nasty. Hear this.
By stating that she's controlling our household.
People, any woman here say, "Una control in the household, una control in the household." Let me just ask you in a real life now. Nikki just say, number 14 control her household. And does she control her household?
But that's the problem though, Miss Lonesome. She didn't say that. That enough people are miss. Nikisha Burchell did not say that Juliet Owners control her household. So when we go to Deanne Jackson Miller page, because she put up the quote, right? And I'm very disappointed in Deanne Jackson Miller. It's so like a script was sent to the media houses. See that? I'm going to screenshot it so we can have it. Right? This is the statement made by Nikisha Burchell on the podcast The Fix. It says, "I just think the speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control you can get away with in a marriage if you want to control your husband, for example. Right? You can't control grown people sent to parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect, but then there is also control, because it's not a school. It's not a school mistress and a school mom. Is a basic school." That's the quote. Where in this did Nikisha Burchell say that Juliet Owners control her yard? Let me read the first part again for context, for those that didn't hear it. Good morning, TikTok, good morning. Let me read it again. "I think the speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control that you get away with in a marriage, right? If you want to control your husband." At no point did she say that she control. It's definitely a distraction. How you doing, bro, Warren? But we now make them comfy, the Sylvan F big up. We now make them comfy. Nikisha Burchell, you know, the queen of the south, you know. It will not happen. Not under my watch. They must go away. Run them way. Georgia, big up. Right? All JLP is evil personified. Mighty God. Bramwell Warren, big up. Right? TikTok, good morning. TikTok, can we get the likes up? We could get the likes up, man. Let's get the likes up. But again, Georgia, this is the call-in show, you know, so if you want to call in, you can call in. The number is 876-451-6535. That's 876-451-6535. Antonio said, "Bolo, remember the liberate them not learn, you know. So well, you know. Nor listen, same way. Dayton Campbell fix Nesta Morgan business." Yes. You remember the 14 minutes left on Dr. Dayton Campbell's watch, and the speaker was telling him that he should wrap up now. That me said them bias ever exposed, you know. God no like ugly man. God no like ugly at all. Thin slice. Wagwan. Yeah, but listen. You know, hear what Dean Jackson Miller say? Good morning, Island Reds. Dean Jackson Miller say, what's your name? Nikisha Burchell catch foot in mouth disease. And at the same thing, the brother from Ocean Wide says, so I wonder if it's scripted. I wonder if they send out one argument, go send the media them for all of them talk the same thing. Listen to this.
Uno man, no can't tell you as well.
Hi, Dorothy.
Me know so the woman them make sure the husband go out, clean clothes, everything, the kids them all right, this all right, and what your talk say? Eh? So what that nasty if your woman control her household? So she not control her household and to control.
So what Mr. Lonesome is saying? So what if she said she control her household? Is it nasty for a woman to control her household? How is that going below the belt? So that is even another way to look at it. You understand what I'm saying? And really and truly, women in a household that's married, the woman is the one that controls the household. I mean, literally, she chooses the decoration, you know, the day-to-day running, where what goes. Sharon, how are you doing, Sharon? Blessed morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Right? She does all of that. She does all of that. So all of this is nonsense coming from Juliet Cuthbert. These people major in the mind, I know. What she should come out here and talk about on behalf of women, since you want to talk about women, how come she don't come out defending the facts that the police them are unalive innocent women in these streets? Oh, she's so quiet. You see these people expose themselves on a daily basis, you know? On a daily basis.
So what's about control in the house long this about? That makes sense? Eh? But them I say yes, so and I run out with this nasty and low belt. You fucking don't say that. I'm at a move from front of me, you piece of shit. This is what them do and spin things. And here a little tapos run out. Hear this. You don't know but the mama get them secrets of your family now.
That is funny, honey.
You know what is unfortunate, listeners and viewers? That if the speaker were a man,
you know what to show them sound? You know, look at the thinking actor poster. I'm around 15 legs. And at 10, I'm around 15 legs. You know, look at the thinking actor poster now. Hear this.
It's unfortunate that this is a woman who is saying this. If the speaker were a man, Nikisha Burchell would not say those things about.
Rubbish. We run with blouse and skirt and sit there, my boy, there all the while. E-right clock. Rubbish. As much as how Mr. Finch now one better speaker. All him me run with too. Rubbish him attack. When them are the wrong thing, we run them with Jamaica. We no business about no man or no woman. Michael, big up yourself. You understand? Desiree Jordan, big up yourself. I don't care about your gender. If you're doing the wrong thing, you're doing the wrong thing. We are run your way. You text better than you speak, Georgia. Alright, go on text. But me no feel like it. Me no feel like that at you still. Me no feel like that at you, but go on text.
Sister, you run your household? What the fuck is this? Woman run household, you piece of shit, yo. In a Jamaica, some man go run bar. All them go work. You come to place clean and tidy and everything. What happened to this garbage? Where am I say? What did I say?
Madness, bro. Madness.
Already have a T-tag for your view.
Total madness.
Does that make sense?
Nope.
When an octopus comes up, boss Big Mama Ocean. You hear the garbage? So them have been something and I try to speak me while people are dead. Then because of yeah, when I this
At that the part they know we know. At that the part they know we know. You see me I say? At that the part they know. That's why I say the major and the minor. The things that when if you talk about them not talk about, bro. And they pan Nikisha Burchell back. Our looks some mad them, our intelligence some mad them. She does some mad them. The fact say them know say she gonna be a problem in the house because she's not submissive and them can't control her, she have her own mind. You feel me I deal with? and she very outspoken. I eat a mad them, you know. Yo, me say, hey, Father God never make no mistake. When me say Father God never do, Father God never make no mistake. Right set of people them gone in a parliament for the People's National Party. You hear that? Like and share the video, guys.
The speaker. That is also partly what is entirely unfortunate about this sordid episode. But Nikisha Burchell, unfortunately, has to be diagnosed with foot and mouth disease because she...
So, that part they really hit me. I'm going to tell you why. Listen to this.
Well, grown people sent to Parliament to rock it back. You need fair. And she's one of the younger MPs that they... But honestly, it looked like so she got sit down on the PNP side of the house and she catch foot in mouth disease, which some of them have.
So is this a media thing? Is it a media thing where that foot in mouth disease argument is something that they use all the time? Or it is scripted? Why would Dean Jackson Miller and this man say the same thing?
Has to be diagnosed with foot and mouth disease because she...
I wonder who said it first. Was it Dean Jackson Miller who said it first? Sydney in the building. Right, a long time. No see Sydney, you know. Sydney, where I deal with. My check, Sydney in the building.
Yeah, man.
Walk on, Sydney.
Yeah, man. Morning, people, morning, sir.
Morning. Talk a couple things then, my boss. People in my ear, talk a couple things then.
Yeah, man, I say, when she come and come talk, you want somebody to sit down in the silent and not open their mouth, but as you talk now, you have foot and mouth disease. But first time you never have black up mouth and sit down disease, though.
Yes.
They like black up mouth and sit down disease. But they don't like the foot and mouth one know what you're talking, you know? Yeah, man, I must that. You know, see, if you have a cockroach,
mighty God.
if you have a cockroach, you go spoil. And that will no favor. Look for you, Dean Jackson.
You know what about me? You know what about me? Me not got this Dean Jackson, you know. I'm very disappointed. Me personally, me not got this her, but me disappointed. I'm going to tell you why. I did not hear her demand the Speaker of the House apologize to Dr. Angela Brown-Burke for that nasty way she dealt with her and spoke to her in the Parliament. I did not hear it. If she said it, I never hear it. And if me hear she say it, I will walk that back. But that's what disappointed me. If you're going to talk about women, right, and you're going to put on the stance of women, that is your argument, then you need to be fair. The Speaker of the House act like a Virago and a Jezebel, right? And she needs to apologize to Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, and she didn't apologize. She was wrong and strong and come in Parliament and read out big speech. And when Miss Angela Brown-Burke was supposed to do her debate, she wasn't there.
Let me tell you something, man. I see when me vex Anita, become like somebody not look after themselves good when they come to Parliament. So yeah. Yeah, some people don't look after themselves good and when they come to Parliament and see people dress good and because they may come out and talk about she was a dress code, all of a sudden dress code, all of a sudden this and big bottom man. So left her hold on. You go look after yourself, good man, and not come amongst people.
Hold on. Where are you? Go ahead, Sydney. Go ahead. Keep talking. Go ahead, Sydney. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. You better look after yourself before you come to Parliament.
You better go your bed.
See these people come and address.
You better go your bed, boy.
You don't get jealous and talk that far. You man have a right. You man have a right because nobody knows. Look here, a workplace, you hold there now. Whether she first time or she 50 time, you hold there at the same workplace. And they will only do the visit, we do the job, we look about the people from the consistency and the consistent and the country. And that's not good for. So if you are doing something and you know right, me have a right to talk. You can't tell me through me a first time you must wait for you. Who is you? Eh? The people put me to do the work.
But they're on the live right now
You
still,
think
yeah?
they coming like one slug at people, they go sit
I'm
down
on
and
the
shut
live
up
right
your mouth.
now.
If you go and shut up your mouth and this
No,
one,
man,
you
you're good, man.
argument.
Remember, say
But
me
you have a
and
right
say
to
you're
talk.
good, man. You just have to let me
It's
talk about.
not going right. You could
Just have to
have so what? Why you want to tell the first time you know she not be chat, if you just sit down and observe.
Yeah, man.
And when she go back and tell her people and put her there, what she go tell them say,
All right.
why try first time? They should
Later,
not kick her
baby.
out same time if she
Be
do that.
safe.
So you do the work.
All right.
So when nobody come frighten you and talk about foot and mouth disease. Yeah, I mean, no say your mouth clean. So some of them must have about foot and mouth disease. I could them not for them mouth not clean. So you must have foot and mouth.
But listen. It is fake outrage as far as I am concerned, you know. And that really bother me, you know, because what they're saying that Nikisha Burchell said, she didn't say. Deanne Jackson Miller, the only person who put up what she said and reacted to it. And I just disagree with Deanne Jackson Miller, and I'm disappointed in her, like I said. Right? But the other rest of them we attack off them mouth, like Juliet Cuthbert. She out her because she tell lie upon her, you know. Juliet Cuthbert literally lied on Nikisha Burchell, you know. And she lied upon her several times upon the audio. And I go play
If you have belly...
I go play it. I find him, I go to Perry Cummings Jr. And when I go hear what she said. Right? Perry Jr. have it on him something and he do a reaction to it. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man, go and talk, man. Go and talk.
Let me tell you something, man. Juliet Cuthbert, I bet you stop talking. Because your mouth foul. Foul mouth you have come here, so don't take where you're hungry, your people.
True.
You think if you don't say you're hungry, so you could have survived in this.
True.
You tell the people some dirty bad word and if them are healthy and them become this and every
True.
one that and them go this. So you scared.
So it goes to show...
That's what. Don't go on like you're nice.
Yes.
Don't go on like you're nice. I mean a fool. I will know you're from jungle, you know. A jungle you come from Cuthbert.
Mighty God.
Oh, that's why them say you're mad trash. I will know you a long time. And you come now, one ton table class that come from one dish class that come from table class. You don't run up your mouth just so we know you. You're in a big thing. We don't know what we couldn't love go on, so we don't see if you look a shilling run, know we are no might sell out and raise that money and ray. Remember where you come from?
Listen to this now. Somebody comment and say, first of all, Deanne misinterpreted what Burchell said. Burchell said the Speaker of the House acts like a controlling wife. No, Desiree. No, Deanne Jackson Miller did not misinterpret. She just has an opinion about it. Again, let me tell you the quote of what she said. Verbatim. Before we move forward. You see, this is how the wrong narrative goes into the atmosphere, you know. She did not say that she's a controlling wife. She never said that. Those words never came out of her mouth. This is the statement. I think the Speaker, she likes to be in control. Thank you, Sean. It says, I think the Speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control you can get away with in a marriage if you want to control your husband. She never once said Juliet want to control her husband. She never said that. And this is my core issue with the argument that is online. Everybody is getting it wrong. The lady never said that.
Oh man, well sorry there, Bolo. No, man, let me say, Bolo, let me tell you something, man.
No, me know say dark for them, Sydney. Go on, me take it.
Let me tell you something, man. And this is you make a mistake, you know. This is you make a mistake.
Yeah.
She should have just come out full like how me come out. You control your husband.
Yeah.
So that you should have said. That you should have said. Everybody knows you're true. Thank you. You drip him up enough time, everybody know that.
Yo, me don't know nothing about their personal life, you know. Me don't know nothing about their personal life.
Listen, you see me, that's why me not like pretty up things, you know.
Yes.
Pretty up things now. Make them beat me for the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not put you in a parliament. You know, see the one who
Oh
talk
my God.
So just shut out the things them.
No, sir.
Me love with the fire.
Yes.
Controller.
My
See
goodness.
me, let me tell you something, man. You know, see, everybody in this is a bully that, you know. That's why, you know, a man like me couldn't me talk all the way, I couldn't be in a parliament, you know.
No, I made some mistakes. I thought that me tell them to sit down. Me couldn't do it.
Because you see all me now, when you look up all my mic, every desk over there, so, every bench over there, so, all you have to get up and run to, you know. I said, five marshal that come to me, you know. It's in only one marshal can come to me.
Yes.
Different people, them. Get him out, get out.
Oh my God.
Let me do my workplace, I defend my people, them, and you want to tell me, lack off my, I'm enough with this, I'm enough with that. And I people, them, they defend. When you see this a fly, and table a fly.
One Maxwell, big up. Yes. Yes. Me not gonna do that still. Me not going at the ray, but my freedom of speech have to exercise. You can't lock off the mic. Me gotta elevate my voice. You remember good. Yeah, it not gonna work. You not shut me down. Because shutting me down is shutting down a whole constituency and a whole people when me represent. You see me I deal with?
Sit not come behind the word, my brother. Sit not come behind the word.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just promote me car. You look on it. When Warmington said, don't you dare turn off my mic, you know. Don't turn off my mic again. You know,
yeah, and look how Warmington deal with her. Bigger bully for the bully. When they know their secret thing, mighty God.
All right. So if Warmington can't bad you, what make me sit down and curl up?
True.
Make you never hands a Warmington.
Ah, talk truth now, man. Talk truth now. That's a great point, you know, Sydney.
Yes.
That's a great point, my brother.
You couldn't answer Warmington.
Yes.
You couldn't answer him. You don't know. So, let me tell you something. You all of them that me say it again. I want to workplace, you know that. I all of them, whether 1 or 10 times, you did that 20 times, at your workplace, you want to know equal in there.
Dean Elliott say interpretation is lacking, or some of us hear what we want to hear. You never tell a lie. But may I show you how interpretation is lacking? Listen to Juliet Cuthbert.
At the end of her rant.
Nikisha Burchell, I want to remind you of how hard women had to fight to get to leadership positions. I also want to remind you that there have been only 3 women speakers of the House.
If you have a yellow aura, you're a narcissist. What aura color do you have? You've probably noticed it.
And I also want to remind you that when women assert themselves, they are or should not be seen as bullies. They should not be seen as controlling. What they're doing is they are leaders. They're showing their leadership. Just like when a man, is showing leadership, you say they're strong. And yes, he's asserting himself. But somehow when a female does it, or when the party that's in power with the woman as a speaker does it, somehow she's seen as something else. And you went below the belt. You were nasty by stating that she's controlling our household.
This is the problem right here. She never said she's controlling her household. And even if she did, what is nasty about saying a woman control her household? Doesn't a woman control her household? How ridiculous is this argument? Mighty God.
That was a nasty statement.
Yeah.
You came to the parliament a week ago and you got what you wanted. You got the publicity that you wanted because people are still talking about it. You came to the parliament understanding that if you wanted to speak patois, which was bad patois that you spoke, by the way.
By the way, what is bad patois? What the hell is bad patois? Only hear the levels of disrespect to the language. Jamaica, what is bad patois? Patois is an offset of African people being displaced, their language being changed, and another language being forced onto them. What the hell is bad patois? Absolute manufactured rage. Thank you so much. Neslin Reed say equal rights and justice for Jamaica and more power, Nikki. Yo, man, tell us, what people are not
You
really
did the song right. That if you wanted to speak patois, that all you needed to do was just inform the speaker before. And I'm sure she would have allowed it because I think she's a very fair person.
No, that is the second line she tell already. First, she said Nikisha Burchell said the lady a control her household. That's a lie. Nikisha Burchell never said that. And now she's saying the speaker of the house is a fair person. That is also a lie.
And you failed to do that because you wanted to be contentious.
Yes, she did.
That's it. Period.
She wanted to be contentious.
You wanted to be contentious.
Yes.
Because you knew if you started off with patois, the speaker was going to stop you.
Yes,
in your tracks
she
because
knew.
it's not allowed unless you ask permission before.
And that is the problem. We don't need to ask permission to speak our language. And no Labour right now asks no permission to speak their language in our parliament. We have seen Marlon Morgan chat patois in his speech and nobody no stop him. We see Speaker House chat patois all the while.
All right, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Remember saying, all right, patois for the first language. When a baby born and learn to talk, in the ma, say mother.
Yes.
It's a da, say daddy, say da.
Right.
And patois, you talk first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Remember say, when I feel the man come and talk Spanish, I don't know why myself here beef all good food. Why should them not talk Spanish at the house? When the Cuban thing when did they talk Spanish?
Them have an argument for that. Him did ask permission from the speaker of the house.
Yeah, but what about we? Me don't know why myself.
Yeah, exactly. We never know why myself is true. Yeah, we never know.
We look here. You think I speak at the house shut talk? Well, we the citizens. Me not talk to them know why myself.
Yes.
We don't ever say right now no plans for overthrow me.
Yes, true.
We not speak on us that we will not talk to.
Yes.
Don't tell me about permission. She can't tell me permission for me no understand. I mean no understand.
I remember say Warmington did turn up and make she know say no, you can't do that.
Thank you very much. So
Janet, big up. Celine, big up.
The second track with she know where she talk about woman of this. When the whole of them went down from Porsche and hang the Porsche, I never hear big mouth bird come out.
Oh God Almighty, man. When talking true, when Mama P did in a power, look how they deal with Mama P. All the young arm at the Jamaica Labour Party. Look how they deal with Mama P. Them did remember say Mama P are the first woman leader of Jamaica or any political party. Them never did that protect Mama P as a woman. But now the speaker of the house act like one Virego and anything else about she. Them a come ray. I'm bored them for go, brother.
Look how I Mama P go. Bring up the man right up at the top tier. Because the Prime Minister at the top tier. And we don't see no man sit right here now if you go up there. And see no pretty car. We no draw in a this. We no draw in a that. Man talk about road, the same thing about her, and sort the same thing. I'm not here. No come out. We want to talk about patrol with her. We don't remember all them argument, we want to talk about her.
Yes.
And we over the east and I said, don't. She said, she tells fear side, my side, don't answer.
Yeah.
Don't answer that.
Yes.
And everybody You don't, hey, you don't make me talk all this man until me get next and fling.
Talk up the things them, Sydney. Father Sydney, talk up the things them.
I want to come back with the work on this. I don't remember where was your big old foul mouth then tell me we take up the porch as a woman.
Yes.
Yes. Was you? No, different portion.
Yes.
I'm talk as a thing about her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm different. But all of a sudden now, we don't come to a different but speak at the house. She don't want nobody defend she because she a rebel. Rebel in disguise.
Yes.
No come tell me no foolishness just about you come defend woman.
Yes.
What about Sister P? Eh? And Sister P bring enough woman in a big position there.
Right.
Around 500 to 600 put in a big position up there so. You can dig it up and read it up and see. So
yes.
She not selfish, she carry woman along with her.
Right.
And what we do? What we do? When Speaker of the House bring, which woman you arrive? Which woman is Speaker of the House? She bring now where we can say, yes, she in a position with some big post. Where she bring in as a woman. We have come defend. Hey, we don't move and go, you know.
Straight.
And for alone, you know what kill them? Let me tell you what kill them. The girl shape up, kill them.
Yeah, man. Her looks and her intelligence are mad them, man.
Yes.
She get too much attention. I jealous them, jealous, you know. I jealous them, jealous, you know.
Me know, you know.
Jealous them, jealous, me general.
That's a woman stay, you know. Majority woman.
Yes, man. You're right, man.
One next woman, I get the praise more than them.
Yes,
right.
man.
You know, say right now, let me tell you the truth, you know. Right now, most woman, if you have your wife when you have this man, you know, you're not live. And you just attack, every time you talk, if you talk 5 or 6 things straight about Nikita Birchell, she vex, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, me not tell you.
You're right.
No secret.
You're right,
Tell
Sydney.
You video say, come like say, yeah, look how you look on her, so you talk about her, so what about me?
Right.
Jealous or not jealous?
Jealous, then jealous with you, my general.
I'm not saying she do nothing for no vex up on herself and that go on.
Yeah, and them just a tell lie upon the lady. They never the lady not say what them say. She say.
Yeah, because they want to see.
And that's my problem now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my problem.
You leave her alone. What? I know she alone look good, make her dumb pan she, so it look like say somebody at the leader of the house Africa as a woman.
But Nikisha Birchell also talked about that there's a rumor that out there what she not like about she and the Prime Minister involved some way. So I mean, so she did say that as well on the podcast. Me never hear it.
Let me tell you something, you know. Everybody knows me no like Andrew. Me cousin go and me cousin, but if I one thing me like about her, you know, about him, you know. In love woman, you know. Beat him, we try something.
Sit there and easy at all, you know, man. Oh my God, sit there and easy at all, yeah, man. No, sir.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
I want mistake he make. I trained the young. You know see it?
Yeah.
Make him, sure. Make him stay there, so. But he love pretty girl.
Yeah.
You know see it can be a whole man, but we love them too.
What do you mean?
That's everything me love with him, you know. Me not love him, but me just like that way with him. Me love pretty girls, so.
We say, he might live true to the argument, say my girl them bubble gum.
Somebody get jealous,
Hey, let me play the rest of this, yeah.
What you wanted, right? You got the public.
Let me play the rest of this.
Making the rounds, you're on TV and defending something that you shouldn't defend. Public, unless you ask permission before. So you got what you wanted, right? You got the publicity, you're on the podcast, you're making the rounds, you're on TV and defending something that you shouldn't defend. You just shouldn't be defending it. You are a lawmaker. You are there to make laws. That's the first thing that you're there to do.
So she make this argument say she should not defend speaking in patois. And then she had this her patois. Hey, so a real house slave this, you know. Let's continue.
Well, you know, say, before you put on that, you know, say the reason why the vex. Look how much woman over for them side, and you come like say the boss, I love the pretty one over.
But hold on there. You don't know, say quite a few of the man them may look like over by that side there. John to Nikisha Birchell. Because you look like them a say things to her, you know. About certain things, you know. and she bust out them little bubble, you know. She never called their name, you know. But she bust out them bubble. I remember if you hear her speech right there, when she bust out them bubble. Say people on that side. Yes. Yes. Yeah, man.
That is the problem.
And that's the first thing we're all there to do as a parliament, as parliamentarians. And so if we're there to make laws for the good of this land, then you, as a parliamentarian, should be abiding by the standing orders.
Find someone who can show you a world you've never seen. Here's a modern global dating platform.
And if you believe the speaker asserting herself and saying that we must stick with and stick to the standing order, and you cannot by standing and stick to the standing order.
Turn off that.
Hello?
Yeah, man. Good morning. Yes, right here. You. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we're live on the program. We're live on the program. Go ahead, my brother.
Hey, Bolo.
Yeah.
Listen, good day to Jamaica, but I'm just getting from work and I'm really, really tired, so my thoughts are not structured. But as I turned the telly on and I saw your program, I must chime in. Because Judith Cuthbert is nobody, right? And why I said this? Give thanks to her that she represented the country in athletics, right, while Marlene Otti was around. But the time when she was crying her eyes out, saying that the association didn't, allow her to represent the made one of the team when she said she was sick and she basically contacted them, and long story. Right, she was bawling her eyes out because they didn't see her or anybody, basically in any regard. Right? And fast forward to now, she's nobody. She's just a foul-mouthed, person who cannot live up to Nikisha Burchell. She cannot walk in Nikisha Burchell's shoes. She is a puppet. You understand? She is a creature with a muzzle. You understand? Who the Prime Minister muzzle. You see how they sit down quiet. You understand? Sit down quiet in Parliament. Can't say nothing. You understand? So how come she's a lawmaker? She classes herself as a lawmaker and she is quiet when certain things are being discussed. You understand? When Juliet Holness was, made speaker, you see she and, what's his name? Charles' daughter, Miss Charles, what she was named, that the one who will rob up Jamaica money in terms of going by leggings and all them stuff. They need to arrest these people. So the thing is, you see, she and Charles run gone, behind Juliet Holness looking, position, looking notice. So these are fish and bread disciples. They will say anything and do anything, right, for the cause of their party. So Nikisha don't even have to look on she looking relevant herself, because this is why she have to come out and say something off the back of Nikisha Burchell advancement. You understand me? So that's what I just wanted to say.
Before you go, to your point, to your point, you remember George Wright? Look at the George Wright situation and his wife and that whole video.
Yeah.
We have never heard this lady, Juliet Cuthbert, come out, and because she's speaking on the position of being a woman, right? And defending women. But we have never heard her come out and say anything on behalf of, they supported George Wright. What you say about that?
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. George Wright was allowed to do all of that and get away with it. They just move him aside for now and then bring him back to the fore. You understand me? They did not come out and say anything about it. Babs Grange don't say anything much about it, right? Even with the Buju, the girl with the Buju, right? They do all what they did to her, right? And Babsy not come out and say nothing. Juliet Cuthbert not come out and say, Juliet Owens not come out and say that none of the JLP women them not come out and say nothing. You understand me? When the opposition stood up in Parliament and individually, right, spoke out against it. Look at even Juliet Owens, Juliet Cuthbert's face. When she sit down there and make up her face and go and like say, the people are not saying anything of sense or reasonable. You understand? So these people are demons. They're of the synagogue of Satan. I tell you that, right? By the fruit of their action, you shall know them. You understand? So not pay them no mind when them come out and just politically try to put sow some seed out there. Because she knows that Nikisha Burchell, right, is a strong woman and people are listening to her. People are basically with her. This is why they want to tarnish her character. This is why they want to talk certain things against her, right? If you are not someone of importance, nobody not know you, nobody not call your name, nobody not talk about you. You understand? So Juliet Cuthbert needs to go sit down. She needs to go wash out her mouth, because her mouth is filthy. So she have no authority, she have no moral stand to talk about nobody.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes. So hold on, Carla. Before you go, again, did you hear my were you watching the video from the start? So you hear when I pointed out that they actually
just came in.
All right, so they misquoted. Juliet Cuthbert actually misquoted what Miss Nikisha Burchell said. I'm gonna read the quote for you. Let me just put it up on the screen here and read the quote for you real quick. Because they are saying that she said, she's controlling her household. That's not what Nikisha Burchell said. And that's my issue with them, because quote the lady the right way, man. Why come out and tell a lie on the lady or misquote the lady? If you're going to make us and then I'm disappointed with Diane Jackson Miller again, because the position she took is like, my God, this thing is not going to leave. She said, she said this thing is not going to leave Nikisha Burchell, suggesting that this is something that is going to stain her reputation as a MP and a politician. So she said, this is the quote from Nikisha Burchell: "I just think the speaker, she likes to be in control, and that kind of control that you can get away with in a marriage if you want to control your husband, for example." This is the main part of it that bothers them, Where in that did she say, where in that did she say that Juliet Owens is controlling her household? You go.
No, shouldn't. Because them not open, them brain empty. They have not there. They can't communicate. They can't discern nothing. They can't, so Juliet Cuthbert, they can't bother waste my time on she. But let me tell you something. What I wanted to say is, I want to ask you a question, and I want to ask that, Jamaica directly. Why is it that there's so much exposure and so much evidence and so much argument against the government, and not one of them can be arrested? Well, you may have one or two, but the main fish, the main big fry, them can't be arrested. Why? I cannot understand it. There's so much stuff going on with this prime minister, and yes, you go to the court and you lose the cases, but why is he still the prime minister? What is in the constitution? What is in the law that cannot bring him to justice? I don't get it. I'm baffled with that. Can you answer that question?
It's very simple, it's two things. In terms of external forces, they have to have 100% evidence to remove somebody, given the allegations and suspicions of how Andrew Owens gained his wealth. Secondly, they're using their power, their legislative power, to cover their deeds. If you look at the FLA report not being tabled, you know, that's what they're doing. They're abusing their power. That's why it was very important for them to take the election that gone September 3rd. Because if Mark Golding was in power and Mark Golding started to wield these acts of legislation, one by one they all would have been going to jail.
Because you see, this right now, I feel, I can talk for myself. I'm getting frustrated with the whole situation because you want to know that there's an end to it all. You want to know that if they commit these acts, they are held accountable, right? And you want to know that people are being arrested, right? Like elsewhere, like other countries, people are arrested, right? So to me right now, it's coming like one big soap opera because when you watch the parliament, all they're concerned about standing order, member, and you know how this person act and how this person don't act. They're not dealing with the people's business. They're not passing no law. They're not adhere to no law. They're not speaking of anything of substance. It's all about member, standing order, and all the semantics.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. It is just one big soap opera. You turn on the TV every Tuesday for hear how they behave. And can you tell the opposition, stop the skin teeth? Stop killing them teeth with them, man. You understand me? Stop laughing. I mean, you're not a laughing matter with that. If they are doing things that is keeping people on the top island, keeping people hungry, keeping people out of opportunities, out of job. They're not creating no job, nothing at all for the young people, right? Killing people and all this stuff. Why are we in the parliament relaxed and skinning our teeth with them? You understand? Don't you realize that nothing is going to change for the Prime Minister? Nothing is not going to change because he is under order from the big master them. The first world master them. He's under order. So this is why he can sit down and cock up one foot and look on them and just ease it back and smile. Because he knows that them no care how them beat up them gum. He not do nothing about it. You understand? And you have to stop it. Right? So we need to have a different position and strategy. And it's not to sit there or stand there and skin our teeth with them. You're not a joking business with them. They caught me the wrong way when we see that happening. I'm not saying that the opposition are not doing anything. They're doing something. They're standing up. They're talking out, right? Outside of the parliament, they're meeting with the people. They're doing certain things for the people. But what I'm talking about, we're not, even them a laugh because they will do that. The government, they will do that because they know they're not going with nothing. Not join with them, no skin teeth.
Yeah, I agree with you, Carla. That is a fair criticism. And it irks me sometimes too. So I agree with you.
It hurt me sometimes. And then back to the female situation in terms of females standing up and talking for other female and stuff. I mean, yes, we're not hearing the upper echelon people, the Vumbavans, as what's his name called them. But one person rubbed me the wrong way. Right? Miss Kitty. She rubbed me the wrong way. You know why? From 2020, them time that with COVID and COVID vaccine, when she had disgraced people, the female who take man and whatever they do is worse than the vaccine. You understand me? And she disgraced people and forced them into. Well, her action forced them into taking the vaccine. And they wage war. She and Cliff Hughes wage war. You understand? And I don't talk to anti-vaxxers. You understand? Has she ever come out and apologized to the country? Has she ever? Because right now, Moderna and Pfizer and the whole of them is in court, and they have admitted that they knew that the vaccine will kill.
Carla, trust me. You raise one point right now, my general. We have a whole nother conversation.
You understand, whatever the DJ name. You understand? You took the vaccine as well. These things influence people to go and take the vaccine. And they knew. You understand? whether they themselves knew, but they're under orders. But these things have been proven that the vaccine would have caused damage to people because they did not test it on human. And even to this day, the government is still pressuring people to take COVID vaccine. You understand? So I would love, and I don't care what they want to do or come after who or whatever, did Kitty, Miss Kitty, put respect on her name, I suppose, but did she come out and apologize to the people of Jamaica for disgracing them and talking about them like that? And perhaps, influence them to take the vaccine. I am caught up about that.
I agree. I agree with you. A lot of them should come out and apologize, my boss. A lot of them.
Apologize. Even Cliff Hughes, but war use this platform. War. Trust me. God have a special place to them.
Hold on, Sydney. You're so done. You can't hear.
I'm telling you. Because you know why? Touch not the Lord anointed.
That's right.
You understand? We don't know who we are and the value we carry, the power we carry. We are the chosen people of God. You understand? This is why they come at us like this, because they know who we are. We don't know who we are. So this is why they want to destroy us. This is why they come with the man-made and the fake hurricane. This is why they attack areas like St. Elizabeth, because they want to bring in the smart city.
Thank you, Sean.
You understand? You're going to see cashless, digital currency and all this stuff coming in, right? You're going to see e-car, electric car coming in. You understand? You're going to see digital ID coming in. They're all connected, you understand, to control you people, to suppress you people. You understand? Robot there, Jamaica already, or one don't know. You understand? Them bringing the robot already, right? So when any rebellion, start up, they can use the robot to control them. They don't need the police. They can use the robot, which they build that seem indestructible, to control them. So all them boxes that is here come off a war, and don't think that food that come. I don't necessarily food. They are bringing in stuff that, boom, it's upon your doorstep already. Why is it that black people run into white people for help when the same white people are the same one as suppressor and oppressor? Why are we in Jamaica calling for Trump or America for help when Rubio and Trump are the one that order the Prime Minister and the rest of them to suppress? You understand me? Remember when the Prime Minister and Tufton met with Bill Gates, and Tufton and Prime Minister came out and talking about they were honored to meet him. Tufton said he was honored to be on the same stage. You understand? Put the dots together. Come on, people, use your discernment. They're not with you. You understand? They're not with you. I call upon the Rastafarians, because you people are really, based on over the years, I want to handle yourself, I want to connect with each other. You people hold true to yourself. Only need to stand up and lead. You understand me? When agree to each other, yes, I and don't know that is the name of Christ. Yes, I. You understand me? And I think it's just, yes, I. No, that's the name of Christ. You understand? We don't know what's going on. Get out and lead. Stop being door-side and dormant. You understand? The Maroons. The Maroons is not different from Jamaican. It's just that they moved off and they separated. You understand? And they know the truth. And they remain in the truth. People need to unite. We need to unite. And stop softly and go on a coward. And when people tell them the truth, when they talk about, well, mind your own business, our own man and conspiracy theory. Come on, man. Come out on yourself and come into the light, come into the truth. You understand me? People know, those are on the way. I've never left the shores of Jamaica. And then I realize that there's a different world out there and a different way of people act. And they have perpetual hatred shown. Me I come from working right now. You understand? And I'm working amongst certain nations. And trust me, me have a fight every day for respect. Me have a fight every day for equal rights. Me have a fight every day to get what I deserve. You understand? Me left Jamaica where there's no opportunity for me then, right? I'm gonna come abroad, right? I'm gonna put myself back into university. Me have my education, me have my degree, me have my qualification, me have my experience, years of it. But yet I am not being paid like who don't have it like me. You understand? I am teaching even the managers, right? But yet they don't want to give me the respect because you know why? They have perpetual hatred for us. They know who we are. And this is why they're keeping us down, because we are the chosen people of God. Anywhere you see war going against a nation, you just trust me. There are a lot of Israelites inside it. Stop talking about Jamaica. I know more than being a Jamaican. I know just get drop off of Jamaica. You understand? Fight for the nation. You understand? When I'm talking about anti-Semitic, those who are calling themselves Jews, they're not the right Jews. Only the right Jews. You cannot be anti-Semitic because you are of Shem. You are the Semite, not them. You understand? It pains me. I love my people. I love my people. I love my people. But it pains me to see how we've dumbed down and we become docile and coward. You understand? But anyway, you know what? Bolo, I'm going to fit this up.
Thank you so much for your contribution, my general. Big up yourself. Have a good day, all right?
All right, cool. Best.
Wow, powerful, ladies and gentlemen. Powerful, powerful. Where you say, Sir Sydney?
Yeah, man, he makes some good point.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. And the man just come from work, you know, man, and the man only hear one little part of what me say and call me, you know. I England him there, you know. England him there, man.
Well, the only thing I want to man listen.
Yeah.
I mean, we say, you see, with the Prime Minister, you know,
Yeah.
and the people that now leak out up there, you know. All of them get a fat check here, my boss. All of them get a fat. And if me give you a fat check, remember, say me now expect you to go around me, you know.
Yes, yes.
That is the problem, sir.
That is the problem.
I don't like saying them no want leak out. Some of them, you hear them start it on a phone call, say, yo, you go too near the border, you know. And you just pull back.
Andrew have a whole of them secret, man.
Right, in my back pocket.
Yeah, man.
Because look here now. Let me tell you, my brethren, probably you know out here, but let me tell you something. No, probably you know out here. And you make some good point, but you know what is the problem? If you get $10 million, sir, all of a sudden you say you get 300% raise. Your head full up the room, you know.
Yeah, because a $30 million that.
300% raise, you know.
A $30 million that.
All right. A 30 or a 40 that you'll get one month.
Hold on, 300% at 10. If you add 300% to it at 40 million, yes?
40 you can work.
40 million.
So, good. And you know, you're none of them. I'll go one man record. And on the leader of the People's National Party and say, why now take me, man? You hear what them say now, my boss? You hear what them say?
Yeah.
You pay your people when you can't come up, and you must get your money to get your job. So, I know say, them no want talk. But the man cover them long time with the 200% raise. And if you open your mouth, you know, and you gone somewhere, I go straight go, I'm going to attack, you know. So you see, that is the thing why nobody, let me tell you something, my brother. And let me tell you, I come from Michael Manley days. And I said, no, and you me go on the PMP, and me go on. No, away from Portia Simpson Miller. And me not think she do it. Cause she never come back to me one day you tell herself to do something for her. Never one day she give me get a farmer ticket and me go back to Canada. And she give me a Gilbert house. I mean never look at me one day and say, yo, do this to me now. Never. So away from that, no politician ever can look at me and say, he never give me $1,000 where you know say boy I must when me drive a vehicle and put gas in it.
So what you say, Sydney? You benefit from Mama P, right? Our program and she never asks you for no favor.
She never asked me, she look at me and said, don't let me down. When the first year when time I'm get me say what you see this ticket I feel you are your family. Hey man.
Oh, that means so when you go over there, no do nothing illegal.
Right, I know make she feel. She said, don't let me down.
Right.
That means me no fi run off.
Yes.
Me no fi shame her. Me no fi can no jokes. Me no fi do nothing.
Yes.
That's what she tell me.
Oh God, man.
And it's about one thing now. You see, and just because it's sick, you know, and probably she don't remember certain things. But me I tell you something, say, you can remember me because me see her when the highway I walk me and her talk. And she hug me up and we are crying. And people are wonder what this. I set a picture take away, you know.
Yes.
But she remember me. Let me tell you something. When the sentence leg, I come a sentence from down a ferry, come a sentence and I walk me. And the China man, you hear, and you go walk me. Right? The China man look at them and tell me, say, yo, when under the picture, they say, where the lady there? And the lady me want to see. Tell Andrew say me say that. Come when did you drive here at Clemens was the council and drive in that time.
Yes.
Before you and the China man said, no, I said, no, tell the lady come a Porsche. Am I talking?
Yes.
And put them up with go for Porsche in a long black car and come. Before the China man hold her up and say, I see me no. I know she me no. Never forget. You me tell you?
Wow.
Right, I know one little place where they make me keep them thing.
Yeah.
Man said not in the big China man. He said you have to go for the lady.
Yes.
And when they go for Porsche come. You run from when they come over Porsche, she go come out of the car. You not tell you no? Okay. So when me tell me a history man.
Yes.
And me said she never look at me one day. I said, boy, do a favor for me.
Right.
Not even one day.
Right.
You hear me tell you?
Right.
I'm a come from Michael Manley days. And no more politician ever can look at me and tell me, say, right now, them ever give me, I'm ever beg them this and beg them. Oh, I know that me do it fine, no brother. We do it for the country. And
yes.
For me picnic.
As a patriot.
None of them can buy me out. No better PMP or JLP can't come up and come talk. Say they never buy me out.
Yes.
I'm stand for something.
That's right.
You hear me attack, you hear me strong and me attack. So me over there hear me attacking.
Yes.
All of them will listen, anybody can take me and tell them. None of them ever give me no contract. None of them ever give me no that. No.
Straight.
And the country me I work for.
Straight.
I mean, I collect no check. I mean, I collect no uniform. I mean, I collect no money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I tell you, no, you attack. The country me
I see how we some me a walking Uncle Sydney. See how we some me a walking no disrespect, but no politician can buy me. If they have that in their mind, they can take that out of their mind.
I mean, can't talk. None of them can come say yes. Yeah, collect me check. And you do that. None of them can use me because if you ramp yourself and you are paying, not beat yourself, you know?
Yes.
You have to move and make somebody else come there.
What do you mean?
Can me put you there for work? Never put you hug you up.
Mm-hmm.
So mistake. Okay.
Straight up.
So when you want me talk, me don't want nobody come peace. Nobody not pay me. I mean, me not look no pay. If they come and say, Ray, me not look no pay from you. Enough time I drive on car and when me take a stop, I drive on people car and me put gas in it. Go do PMP work and me pay for the idiot and me back it and me a poor man.
Mm-hmm.
Me don't want nobody use me and say, boy, right now, why me did give you $50,000 now? So you have to go do this to me. No, brother.
Straight.
When I lick out, me now when you check up my mouth. Because my mouth said pan spring no blur not.
One Uncle Sydney up to them. No, man.
No mistake. No mistake. No.
Yes.
You hear me attack? Who never know mistake? No mistake. No one who me stand for now.
Yeah.
Me not collect no check. Me not collect no money. Me a beat a labor right cow no wicked.
Mighty God.
Now, let me tell you something, Bolo. 1983, them call a snap election.
Yes, Saturday. I've been on for 2 hours. Go ahead, Sydney.
Yeah, man. The Anglo Communist Party ever run in Jamaica a labor right one, you know. Because
What?
Michael Malley never contest the election.
Oh, yes.
14 parish controlled by. And a 6.5 years they have that country for them alone at the House of Parliament. If they move what you put here, so I want to tell we can Michael no baby put in the house. Him a big Sheraton hotel. I wanted a hotel at Carban Street. Come. But you know when see I go and say spread out labor, right? Okay, and them alone spread out in there from top to bottom. No PMP in there. In the Senate, them have majority here where PMP never contest. I want you look at them alone have the Senate PMP no contest the election. And them alone the 6.5 year Bolo. If they move it, you put yourself what them tell you, either you believe or you don't believe.
Wow.
And when them are going with now, nobody feel the code for them going on the PMP and the code for them now, you know. And them alone in there do them thing. And a wrecky country, that's after the 6.5 year done, and they call the election, 89, a 14 seat, then get out of 60.
Wow.
You hear me, I tell you now? Out of 60.
Wow.
Said Michael Malley come back, come bust their rump. You hear me, I tell you?
Yeah, man.
So that's what you say labor right now. Because if you alone, look here, when you alone control, you can, all right, you're there your house as well now. And you have the money put up. And you're picking them, want some food. You're not going to make a date for you, you're going to move your money, some of it, and put you back. That's where it's all go.
Yeah.
All right.
A similar thing will happen next, you know, the next election, you know.
All right.
See, our history going to repeat itself again. People in Jamaica go rise up against the government and realize, say, yo, the money don't mean them no good, brother. It don't mean them no good.
Communists. And them are communists, because they run the country for 6.5 years with no opposition.
Yes.
Anything they want to do, then do it. And when not talk no close election, you know.
Yeah.
14 out of 60, a big old beating that.
A big old beating that, man.
Oh. And when we are campaigning, you know, with Michael Mann, you know, that we live at town, you know. I'm telling you, he's an outrider. You know what outrider mean? With their front, at 10 or 15 minutes and see how the road them stay. Because you was a high road that time, you know. Broke up back in the road, you know. Gunshot and back black fling, you know. And a bike with the pan. And a rider come through. And we have to say, yes, we are so clear and round this up. No, we can't drive by that stuff. Take round this up, because you're so hostile.
Scotty, big up.
You have no phone, no big life fridge. You take us no big old, they call it fridge. No big old phone with the antenna up in the ear. And so, that's where we are come from. And when you left Kingston, straight back to the grill, straight back to Portland, and you come round back, and labor right control everywhere. Wherever you see labor right picture, as you enter the parish, because them alone control you. And for you, if you come back and win, we never have no seat, and beat like that, two things cause it, right? Them see the right of Michael Malley, and the labor right mash up the country by starving people and oppress them, and suffer them. That's why they get a beating like that. You me I tell you?
Hold on to Sydney.
Yeah.
Jag.
Right.
Marcus, where are you with?
Yeah, man. I think I Jag right, that's, you know.
You know Jagite?
by him. But me I tell you, Bolo, you put too much faith in our people, them, man.
Who that?
You, me I say put too much faith in our people, them, for say people them are gonna rise up. See Marvin have a thing where you call it again?
Petition.
A petition.
Mm-hmm.
And they say about 3 million people there in Jamaica.
Yes.
Much of them I see on TikTok I get Rosalie give on them thing there.
Yes.
And I just about 13,000 people signed the petition already.
Well, I have to tell you, Marcus, you see glass half empty, me see it half full. Because let me tell you why. Mr. Will Rattigan have a petition about a year now. And all him need a 10,000 signature. And all him have a 4,000. And that petition is, to me, more powerful than Marvin one. Because it is the MAGNITSKY Act, right? And it is an international law that can be used to hold the government accountable where human rights violations are concerned and also corruption. So all it needed, if there was 13,000 people that signed, Marlon something, and Marvin something, and a 15,000 him needed. So him a go on good, and him give them one time. I must see 36 days left. So him dey on pace, forget that sign up. So people them a go on good, my general. Remember me tell you, when you compare to Mr. Will Rattigan one, because right now more than same people they sign Mr. Will Rattigan one right now. So he can carry them, he can use the MAGNITSKY Act against the government because that be a human rights violation going on in Jamaica. And corruption.
Me sign Rattigan one too.
Mm-hmm.
Like people in the diaspora more care about the country.
Yeah, we're active like that, yeah.
Yeah, me sign Rattigan one too from Rattigan put it out, me sign Rattigan one.
From me hear about him, me sign him, I not stop promoting that. You know that too. If you watch my YouTube channel, if you go in the comment section right now, you see the AI robot. I put it every 5 minutes and I say, can you please sign this petition? It's there. So I've been it in my description of my video. It in my if you go on my YouTube and click on it on your phone or even your laptop, you will see the links. Then one of the links that were attached to it is the MAGNITSKY Act. Just like we have it on TikTok, when we have my link to my YouTube, you can have multiple links on YouTube in a profile, and the MAGNITSKY Act is right at the top. I've been promoting it. I'm surprised that it not reach 5,000 signatures yet. From them time that till now, the people them just lagging, but not before time. Hopefully this Marvin petition, we can use it as offset so two of them can be signed and can be used against the government.
It's the Rattigan one complete already. I must see 2 years now. You put it up.
I see. That means you know about it before me. Carl, what go ahead?
You used to watching platform, man.
You know about it before me, my boss. First time I know about it, I say, what? Because I Mystic Sensation when I listen to me, I say, what? When I go look at it, I say, oh, this is an international act. I want serious something this. You understand what I deal with? Yeah, man. So, Jagai, unmute your mic. Hear what I say. How was Sydney? Oh, Jagai labor right? So, well, you know them, I don't know them. That's why I ask him, I try to find out how. But then, in the answer, it look like an accident making come up here, man. No, I mean take him down, man. Because I call him and he no answer, so. And you don't tell me that already, so. Make him go on about his business, yeah, man.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm proud anywhere me go, me a big old PMP. All orange in my blood.
No, hey, we can't bother with Sydney. We can't bother with Sydney.
But come on, if you're labor right, you know, if I say you're labor right, that means your party now do nothing good for the country. You're free in your game. If you say you're labor right.
Me tell people, you know, me say when the PMP go in a power, if Mark going to do the right thing, I will be the biggest voice in the island to say that he's not doing the right thing. Trust and believe that blows and skirt. You remember good. You can't think me are one of them. I'm not one of them. Me, I gotta be the biggest voice to say, no, Marky G. This is not what we expected from you. You understand?
Yeah. Right now, you know, Marky G is Marky G is a man like he's an outstanding man and he's a man who have integrity. And more when you hear we talk, you know, give more strength with more integrity.
Yeah, man.
I know say no ramping none of this.
Yeah, man.
Oh. And then I go lower standard.
No. Mr. Golden is a very grounded individual based off how him parents then grow him and him love and respect for him parents. He lives in a way that he honors his parents' memory of how they were. You understand what them stood for? And that's how me know. That's why I'm confident in him saying I'm gonna do the right thing. I signed the petition, of course. Yeah, man, I say him could have talk about friend. Me know about the petition me sign here. Me there share upon my profile. A principal man Antonio, me I tell you. He's a principal man.
Antonio, I pray you, let me tell you something. Let me remember if you don't remember. Who in grew amongst? Who Mr. Golden grew amongst?
Tell me no man.
Some disabled people.
Oh yes. Right. That grown him too, you know. That grown him too. Right. Yeah man, for real man. Yeah man, disabled people. Yeah man. He really shaping humanity. Yeah man. Big up yourself, Marcus. Respect.
Think your water go give them. Think you give them care food go give them.
Yeah.
So you had them people that grow among.
Yeah.
So it's humanity in front in burning and him in growing and him.
Yeah man.
So when a man see my go on so something what in burn in my brain.
Hold on the Sydney. Roach. Just go to Marvin page and click on him bio. The link to the petition is in Marvin bio on TikTok. Alright? The easiest way for you to find it. Let's go to Marvin Edgar page on TikTok. Marvin Firelink on TikTok. Yeah. Me notice say Marvin now do much video about where him is. Because some bag of threat come. So normally you would have done this space here and he would have do a video. You notice he now do much video. But where him there right now. I'm like how him a move. How you sign the petition? How many signed it so far? Hold on, let me check my phone. Hold on there. Let me check my phone. I'm go up on the computer here. Let me go and play the rest of this from my girl there. Make we hear what she has said.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where there? Oh, see it there.
Stick with the standing order to say that if you needed permission to speak or dialect or patois, then you knew what you had to do. You were supposed to ask permission and you didn't. So period. You have no leg to stand on. None. I don't care how many rounds you make. I don't care how many TV shows you go on. You were just wrong. And all the speaker is trying to do is to uphold the rules and the laws of the parliament by sticking with the standing order, and you do not want to do that. And so you decided you're going to cast her as this horrible person, as this bad person, as this controlling person, and that she's controlling our household. We fought too hard as women to get to where we are. For you as a woman to cast her in this light, and I take offense as a woman. I take offense as a woman. I don't know if you also noticed, there's one bathroom and one toilet to share for all of us women in the parliament on our side. You know why that is? Because for decades, ma'am, the parliament was controlled by men. If you look on the walls, it's all men faces. And we're fought to get that quota, that 40% in the parliament. And here you are. Here you are. Here you come, puffing up yourself. Here you are.
Bolo, you there, Bolo?
Yeah?
Juliet is not going anywhere.
Just bother me like that. The one thing I want to put in now. Please do in now, Juliet. But you cannot see him to say that. And you know, say one bathroom now, I found over in 10 years now, and you couldn't put in 2 more bathrooms in for the woman there.
Yeah.
Look what you disgrace
now.
You know, when you come now and come in like you show up, and you say, we no disgrace,
take
because
up
we don't have the power. We don't have the speaker of the house. who know have the power, and you come say one bathroom in there, and you in the 3 term now, 10 years, and you could put even one more bathroom in there. Eh? And a woman, you know, and so you have upgrade woman, and you know the woman power, they say, no, can you speak at the house? You know have everything in there, so you know have a whole heap of one and great cutbird, your mouth so big, you couldn't put in one in the bathroom in there. If I put what did you make, what do you want them name? Why name me Bridget? Toilet, why you
Yes, urinal. Oh my God.
you can put in the 2 in the so then, you can have the bathroom and wash and then, and you come and run up your mouth. Eh? And you're a woman, there's a work.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, let me say this. You see, there's a real gender situation in power structure of the world, and it comes from the colonial masters, right?
Yeah.
And this is the reason why, if she's advocating on behalf of women, why are you guys still upholding the mace and revering the mace and revering the power structure? Why Aunt Jonas is a part of the Privy Council? You don't need to get to act together, man. One thing leads to the next. Right?
And you put 2, even put up the building, put 2 of the nice clean.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Somebody asked me how much sign. What is this? This can't be the same petition. I was on different petition this. Yeah, this is definitely a different petition. Somebody asked me how much people sign.
Yeah.
Let me go on my Monday page. Her name Marvin. Hold on, she's soon done. Hold on there, bro.
She's going to continue to be the speaker. And you need to start abiding by the standing order, because you are a parliamentarian who took an oath
something wrong, man.
of this land. You need to uphold the laws of the standing order going forward.
Now, MP Cuthbert Flynn, just as though you have the right to come and voice your opinion on Nikisha Burchell's opinion of the Speaker of the House, whether you believe it to be rude or not, just as though you have the right to voice your opinion, Nikisha Burchell also have a right to voice her opinion. So I won't bash you for sharing your opinion. What I'll flog you for, figuratively of course, is your hypocrisy and your selective outrage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have not heard much from any of the JLP MPs as it relates to advocacy on behalf of their constituency or on any other matter regarding the nation of Jamaica. I find it interesting that MP Cuthbert Flynn could rant for over 5 minutes about Nikisha Burchell and her opinion of the Speaker of the House, an opinion that she has the right to have. But there are so many matters that I have not heard this MP address. I am pretty sure that her constituency isn't perfect. I am pretty sure that there are a lot of issues in Jamaica today that a good MP, an MP that is not about the green or the orange, an MP that is willing to break political ranks if needs be. There are many matters that you could have addressed. That 5 minutes plus MP Cuthbert Flynn would have made much more sense if you came out and showed your concerns about the fact that the donations, the cash donations that the government has received, it has barely been touched or used to assist disaster victims post-Hurricane Melissa, or it is because your constituency wasn't necessarily affected by the hurricane. You have no voice on those matters. What about the people who are flooding out now in Westmoreland and in other places that still don't have light, still don't have water? We have a road crisis in our country, right? And again, you don't need to be a Labourite or a PNP on these matters. You just need to be a Jamaican. And the baby on the breast can see where there are a plethora of issues that a good MP could have come out and addressed. And don't tell me that it is beyond you. MP Malahoo Fort stood up in Parliament, broke political ranks, and made it very clear that the Naira bill at the time, in its current form, was not ready to be passed. I would like to add that the bill is still not a good bill. I just want to communicate to you what Malawi Fort stance was at the time. So it goes to show that a number of you as MPs, the only time you're willing to come out and say anything as MP is about these petty matters and this bickering and back and forth. Like, listen, nobody is making this agenda issue. Just as how Nikisha Burchell supports women, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you also celebrate and support women in leadership. I don't think no Jamaican has a problem with Juliet Holness being a leader in government. We empower women right across the board. But it's not a matter of who is a woman or who is a man. We're talking about character and the qualifications to hold certain positions. And the qualification it cannot just be being an MP or being voted in by the majority of the House. It has to go further than that. As Speaker of the House, you must be able to show some level of fairness. And if you are to be fair, MP Cuthbert Flynn, there are moments when the Speaker of the House was simply not fair.
Simple. We can go watch the rest of that over Perry Cummings Jr. page. Facts are facts, bro. You see what I deal with? It don't have nothing to do with no gender, fam. It don't have nothing to do with that. It has to do with your character and it has to do with professionalism. Right?
But them not look for themselves neither. Couple them not the speaker, they was not look for them. Because I'm shame now. I'm shame for them. For no say you're a woman. And I one bathroom, we don't have a complain about it. I had a 10 or now, and you put me them put on a bathroom. I get what they make some toilet for them. And you come and complain now.
You know what I'm saying?
And you come up and here and come talk about that.
Hey, Sydney, Merdlin, big up yourself. Merdlin said Malawi still went ahead and voted for the said bill. Yeah, I mean, at least she spoke. She broke rank, you know. In the end, she failed herself. But, you know, and the people of Jamaica, but, you know, at least she did something. Albeit that she cancelled it out by voting for the bill.
How much money you know, guys? Look how much money you know, and you can complain to me this morning. When people are dead yard, they make sure get tiling and get wash and face and get eating for dead yard. I bet the funeral done. And you in there have how much money and you can put up to the tiling or buy two, put up this up. And you come for the year and talk about a one bathroom. That shouldn't talk. I mean, I come out for that, don't shame. You put my boy a woman gender, you don't know woman then.
No.
When I expect woman to do that, so you should come on consider that me here this morning.
Lord Jesus. Sydney, I got to order now. Let the one there alone. Oh, Jesus, please. No. Auntie Tiny one, go on. Big up yourself. When we play that something, Mr. Hart have a word of encouragement. Mr. Andre Hart, the professor. Professor Andre Hart, you know?
People, what's up, boy? So much negative things happen here, there, and everywhere. You have to just wake up and give God thanks for life, you know? Happy to say you're still here. And just appreciate life for what it is, you know? Everybody go through journeys. And as you know, with everything, you have positive and negative. But the key is always focus on the positive, you know? And let the positive dwell within and outside of you. I love and blessings, man. Stay tuned. Big up.
People. Hey, I'm my professor that, you know. Nobody can tell me nothing. Nobody can tell me nothing negative about Dr. Andre, you know. Brilliant mind. You understand me? I deal with brilliant mind. Hold on there.
JLP Senator and MP body shaming the PNP's Nikesha Burkle, while PM Andrew Holness laughs.
I never lady that running up and down all over the place. And it's only 3 B's I hear them talking about in respect to the lady. 1 B is that she named Burchell. And that is the good B. But the other 2 B's, and I see them advertise it on their own platform, is round the back and the one round the front. And all of that is a false B. So you have the real.
Hold on, so this a man we're going like him a smaddy in a parliament. Him a want junk, him a want germs. We never know say this about Nikesha Burchell. But look on them a sit there, Father God. Look on them a sit there. I was Sydney gone. Sydney gone. But Jamaica, you don't know who that? You don't know who that? Are the one that want to be, you know? One of the senator them, you know, one of them in the Senate, you know. What your name? What your name? Ilta, what your name again? Sure, make it call, make me so
Deal in Homer Davis. So let me tell you that. You stick to Homer Davis and you'll have a better constituency. And so I am here as your member of parliament. I am here to tell you that this is not a beauty contest. Because if I'm looking at beauty contest, I think I have one of the most beautiful women. And this is my wife. Right? I have one of the most beautiful women.
So, this is what they run their campaign and no one them lose. So they were attacking Nikesha Burchell's beauty from the get-go. I can't see how many sign, you know. I don't know if I reset the petition, but when I go for the petition a while ago, nobody no sign the petition. So something not right. I don't know what go on with the petition. The last time they say 14,000, I don't know. I don't know what go on. I see I ask me Carl, and like me I ignore it, but me I look feet and me can't. I don't understand what is happening. It basically said nobody don't sign it, 36 days left, and I me alone sign it. So there must be an error there, you understand? But me I try to remember the brother. Where I talk. This is the man we lose to Nikesha Burchell we talk right now.
And everything is natural. Everything is natural.
Yeah, you must say everything is natural. So they were body shaming Nikesha Burchell on their platform. And now they're talking about Nikesha Burchell is tearing down women. Hey, them money are some big old stinky hypocrite, you know. Hey, me never see this. I first me I see this, you know. Me have to do one video right now. Right now. Right now. Like right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo and I. We in this space once more. And of course, the quote that you see on your screen has caused a lot of controversy. We see Juliet Cuthbert run out. And we see the media run out talking about, oh, you know, women shouldn't tear down women and all of this nonsense, making it about gender when it has nothing to do with their sex. It has to do with the character and the professionalism or lack thereof of the Speaker of the House. So, Nikesha Burchell said this. I just think the Speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control that you can get away with in a marriage if you want to control your husband. For example, right, you can't control grown people sent to parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect, but then there is also control. But it's not a schoolmistress and a school mom in a basic school. So that's what was said, ladies and gentlemen, right? Wonderful. So let me take you to something that was but that I never heard before, that I'm sure some people might not have heard, because we just don't follow the labor right them. We don't listen to them, so we never hear this. Jamaica, listen to the men them. I don't even have to say anything. Listen to this.
JLP Senator and MP body shaming the PNP's Nikesha Burkle, while PM Andrew Holness laughs.
And they have a lady that running up and down all over the place.
Hold on there. Hold on there, hold on there, hold on there. Something wrong. Something wrong. The mic never on enough. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the brother Bolo and I win this space again. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much in advance. In this one, we want to talk about everybody has Nikesha Burchell in their mouth. Pause. Not literally. And of course, you know, most notably, what's her name? Juliet Cuthbert came out and was talking a lot of nonsense and pretty much misquoting what Nikesha Burchell said. Separate and apart from that, I came across something that I never saw before, which further propels the level of hypocrisy of the individual that will be on display when I share the video. But before I do, you see on your screen it says, this is what is causing the controversy. Please remember to like this video, get the video to 1,000 likes at least, right off the jump, yeah? I think, so Nikesha Burchell says, and I quote, I think on the Fix podcast, she says, and I quote, I just think the speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control that you can get away with in a marriage. Right? Let me read that again. I just think the speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control that you can get away with in a marriage. If you want to control your husband. For example, you can't control grown people sent to the parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect. But then there is people, there is disorder and there is disrespect. But then there is also control, because it is not a school mistress and a school mom in a basic school. That's what Nikesha Burchell said, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go to this shocking, and it's shocking because it's the first time I'm seeing it. I don't know why I'm shocked, because the labor rights them have this type of reputation. Look at this, listen to this.
JLP Senator and MP body shaming the PNP's Nikesha Burkle, while PM Andrew Holness laughs.
And they have a lady that running up and down all over the place. And it's only 3 B's I hear them talking about in respect to the lady. 1 B is that she named Burchell. And that is a good B. But the other 2 B's, and I see them advertise it on their own platform, is round the back, and the one round the front. And all of that is a false B. So you have the real deal in Homer Davis. So let me tell you that, you stick to Homer Davis, and you'll have a better constituency. And so I am here as your member of parliament. I am here to tell you that this is not a beauty contest. Because if I'm looking at beauty contest, I think I have one of the most beautiful women. And this is my wife. Right? I have one of the most beautiful women. And everything is natural. 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 contest. We know he not that. We know he not that. So when you come in and you're parading, we don't know what you're parade for. Let me tell you, we are on a mission. And the mission is not yet completed because I have 4 divisions. I have 4 divisions. And in 2016, we won 3 of the 4 divisions. And I can tell you, when the next local government election is called, we will be taking all 4 divisions.
JLP Senator.
So you guys heard that, right? And this man right here that spoke first, I keep forgetting his name, you know, but I'm gonna find him. He's one of the senators in the House, right? But you heard them talking about her body and that man that Nikisha Burchell beat. He got personal and put his wife on front stage comparing Nikisha Burchell to her and putting down another woman with his wife. Where was Juliet Cuthbert when he was doing this to say, no. You do not do that. So you see the hypocrisy? It's okay when it's being done to the People's National Party women. And they have no problem with it. But when they perceive it, because Nikisha Burchell did not put down the Speaker of the House, she spoke the truth about her, right? When it's perceived by them that you're putting down out, now they want to use the woman card. The devil is a liar. You see, they get exposed, man, so many times, man. Right? I went and I said, and a Hilton in name. And a Hilton in name. I don't think a Hilton that senator your name. No, and a Hilton. Senator JLP Montego Bay, Jamaica. That, let me see if I can find him. Let me see if I can find him. So you have Homer Davis. I guess he's a counselor then. JLP counselor in Montego Bay. Because he didn't have a seat for himself. Charles Sinclair, yes. Charles Sinclair. Him are the one. Charles Sinclair were always. I don't know why I'm so shocked. Because I always saw him as a phony and a fake. So Charles Sinclair is the one, ladies and gentlemen. Senator Charles Sinclair is the one you hear in the voice talking about the lady buttocks and her breasts. So you might talk about the bees. He's the one. For those that are asking, he's the one. He's the one that's talking here. Charles Sinclair. The one that always get up in the Senate and try to use standing order for muzzle the People's National Party anytime them talk the truth. Charles Sinclair Jr. name. I guess his father named Charles Sinclair. Yeah, man. Now, him should be ashamed of himself. But then again, the Labour, them not have no shame. You know? On one hand, they want to stand up and act as if that they have, and I'm talking about the politicians. Those Labourites are the one I'm talking about. Right? On one hand, they would want to tell you that, you know, listen, you know, you have to operate a certain way, you know, man. You have to operate with principle and all of this. But when it's time for them to do that and exhibit that, they go straight to the gutter. And so he would, we're bringing this up right now, right? You feel as if he would agree that he's in error. Do you guys think that he would agree that he is in error? I don't think so. No. I think he would want to try and defend his argument that he made against Mr. Keisha Burchell. It's quite sad. It's quite sad. But that's what they do, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly what they do. My goodness. I'm going to play it again. That's the first part anyway. To show you how these people are gigantic hypocrites in the Jamaica Labour Party. Especially the women. The women in the Jamaica Labour Party, I don't see them standing up for women. Alright? I don't see them doing that. So let me play it again one more time. Listen to him, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Ain't that something? Shout out to the person who sent me this. Well, shout out to the person who shared it on Facebook.
The place. And it's only 3.
Andrew Holness laughs.
And they have a lady that running up and down all over the place. And it's only 3 B's I hear them talking about in respect to the lady. 1 B is that she named Burchell. And that is the good B. But the other 2 B's, and I see them advertise it on their own platform, is round the back, and the one round the front. And all of that is a false B. So you have the real deal in Homer Davis. So let me...
So you heard him. Wow. Talk about how low can you go. These people are not operating under good principle. They're not. They wallow in the dirt all the time, and then they want to act principle. They wallow in the dirt all the time and want to act. Hey, Miss Nikisha Burchell, continue to blaze the trail, mama. Yes, if you say something wrong, Nikisha, I'll be the first to say you said something wrong. But looking at the statement that you made, I have no quarrels with it. It was the absolute truth. We see what it is. Your body, your shape, your intelligence, your character, you know, you have a fire within you that they want to suppress. And as long as that fire is directed in the right direction, in elevating, right? As long as that fire is used in the right direction, in elevating the people that they represent, to advocate on their behalf, continue to do the good work, MP. Continue to do the good work. You understand? And the People's National Party, I want to implore you, make sure that you guys stand firmly behind Ms. Nikisha Burchell. As a matter of fact, let me go and look to see if there has been any response. Wait a minute. Let me go and look to see if there has been any response from the PMP in regards to this situation. Although it's I would say they're majoring in the minor. I don't think they would put out anything official on their thing. This is what Michael Hilton, what is this? Legal position by eminent senior counsel. Oh, you know, I didn't see this. Hey, Mark, what in now play now? Let me go to this. This is important. Alright, so that happened, ladies and gentlemen. But let me tell you, they are trying to distract us. Here is what they should be talking about. They are trying to distract us, guys. Here is what they should be talking about in the House of Parliament. This is what they should be talking about. Listen to this.
Dear Madam Speaker, and Mr. President, I am sending you a memorandum of today's date prepared by the Honorable Michael Hilton, KC, on the captioned matter. Please see the attached. Having now shared with you the benefit of this clarification of the legal position by eminent senior counsel, I trust that the Integrity Commission's investigative report on the Firearm Licensing Authority will be tabled at the next sittings of the House of Representatives and of the Senate, respectively. If not, I intend to instruct legal counsel to file proceedings as advised in the memorandum. Sincerely, Mark Golding, MP, Leader of the Opposition.
So, this is what is important, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's important.
And Mr. President,
the tabling.
I am sending you a memorandum of...
The tabling of the report is what's important, ladies and gentlemen. All right? In terms of that, we see that there's an article that appears to have come out in regards to that conversation. But let me first look for it and come back to the reaction. Can you see somebody? Let's see, look on our Instagram. Yeah, I look on our Instagram and our TikTok. Instagram. TikTok. Alright, Nikisha Burchell. Well, this was the call-in show, but I had 2 people calling. None of my ladies have called in. Mighty God. Sassy, big up. Alright, so I'm not seeing anything on her thing, on her TikTok. But her, let's see, Instagram, Nikisha, Rachel. Is she on Instagram, by the way? I'm not seeing her. I'm not seeing her. I'm not seeing her at all. Let me see if I can find her up on Dr. Dawes' page. See if I can find her up on Dr. Dawes' page. Danishka Williams still active. Yes, yes. Big up Danishka. Sometimes when I go up on the page and look through the likes, then I find the people, you know? I'm not seeing Miss Nikisha Burchell though. Maybe I should Google it. Nikisha Burchell Instagram. Ah, there it is. That's why I'm gonna find her. I was spelling it all wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It's N-E, not N-I. She hasn't said anything on her Instagram.
Madams, Jamaican politicians can't speak Jamaican patois in Jamaican Parliament. Think about that for a second. Jamaican politicians can't speak Jamaican patois in Jamaican Parliament. Not because they all don't want to, because...
So the conversation has gone international. Ha ha! I love it. I love it. So hold on. So ladies and gentlemen, Nikisha Burchell conversation around the politics has gone international. I just saw her tag this lady, Sophia's Gala. She sounds like she's from England.
Jamaican politicians can't speak Jamaican patois in Jamaican Parliament. Think about that for a second. Jamaican politicians can't speak Jamaican patois in Jamaican Parliament. Not because they all don't want to, because they are not allowed to. You're about to watch a clip of a politician speaking in patois and watch what happens next.
Madam Speaker, me get up this afternoon to make my first sectoral speech for my portfolio. Hold on. Standing orders. And I think you are fully aware. And if I have to stop you again during your presentation, you will not get any additional time.
Patois faces accusations of not being a proper language, described as broken English, despite the fact it's the language that most Jamaicans will speak to each other in day to day. And not saying something is a language or calling it a broken version of another language. You would never hear a linguist describe language in that way. So you know, whenever you hear something like that, it is an unscientific value judgment, which is intended to create a hierarchy between a language with prestige and a language that you do not want to give prestige to. And after this episode, there have been some really interesting letters in the Gleaner newspaper in Jamaica. Someone wrote a letter into the newspaper and then someone felt compelled to reply to that letter. The first one, which was written by Shaky Williams, said that this episode was yet another example of the educated class trying to gain cheap street cred at the expense of our native dialect, adding, for those who argue that English as the standard in Parliament is a colonial vestige, I dare any of them to stand up in their private business or in any international situation and make a presentation in all patois. Then someone else, D. Michael Britton, wrote this in response. His argument regurgitates a familiar but flawed claim that valorising Jamaican patois somehow threatens English literacy or Jamaica's competitiveness. Decolonising Parliament does not mean replacing every proceeding with pure patois. It means recognising that the language spoken by the majority of Jamaicans is fully capable of carrying serious political thought and national debate. If you're Jamaican, I would love to hear what you think about all of this. Jamaican politicians can't speak Jamaican patois.
So there you have it. Sassy D was calling me a while ago. Let me call her back. I was doing the reaction, so it's kind of hard, you know. I didn't want to break the chain, but yeah.
Hey, Bolo.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
So your Instagram link, but she wasn't actually talking about that. What we were talking about. But I did send you her link because she is there. She was talking about other stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. Cool, thank you. I got it. I found her already.
Oh, okay then. All right, back in class.
All right, cool. All right, so big up Sassy D, always helping, you know what I mean? I really appreciate her so much. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Nikisha Burchell is... she's a bother to them. They can't manage our Jamaica. And it just burns them, you know? It burns them. That's the problem. It burns them. Well, let me know what you guys think about that. It's the hypocrisy for me. We see where Nikisha Burchell is very effective and she shows up the government a lot. and of course they don't like her for that. And I want her to do more. I want her to agitate the conversation and the situation. Yes, right? Yeah, man. Take them down with a smile, darling. Keep walking bountifully as you do every day, and with your head held high. Enough of them, they are not in your class. Yes? Yes, especially Juliet Cuthbert. You need to go sit down somewhere. Where was she when Charles Sinclair Jr. said what he said on the campaign about Nikisha Burchell's body? Where was she? Where was she to defend women? Only women in the Jamaica Labour Party are women. Only those women alone are women and deserve to be protected. Where was she to talk about Colleen being unalived in the market? Where was she to talk about Buju being unalived by the police? Where was she? Where was her voice then? Utter nonsense. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to go because, of course, I'm coming back later and it's now 11:31. God bless each and every one of you, and I see you later, okay? Thank you guys for being here. I wish I had more participation, but I'm happy for the ones that I had. Appreciate y'all. See y'all on the next one, okay? Blessings. I'm out. Peace.
Don't ever believe that a politician is a leader. Don't ever believe that. Because the system that we have produces politicians. It doesn't produce leaders. And so you can have a politician who knows nothing about leadership, and he's leading you. Politicians are concerned about the next election. That's all they're interested in. That's why they cannot be leaders. But leaders are different. Leaders are concerned about the next generation. I want you to compare those two thoughts the next time you have a politician come to your house wanting to vie for your vote. Just ask him, what is your vision for my children? I will sit and listen for 20 minutes for you to tell me what it is. He will leave your house because he has no interest in your children's children. His concern is to stay in power, to keep the position, to win the next election. This is why they cannot lead. When you are going to have a conversation with a politician, you should actually try this as a test. You, by the way, as a citizen of a community, you have a right to be seen by the mayor. I hope you know that. If you voted for a mayor, the mayor works for you. Therefore, you have a right to see him. You can make an appointment to see any public officer you voted for. Did you know that? That's your legal right. If he don't want to see you, you can take him to court. That's democracy. So I want you to make an appointment to go and see your mayor or go and see your governor and just sit and say, I want 30 minutes with you, sir. And ask him about that list right there. And sir, what is your purpose for being in leadership in this city? What is your purpose? The first question will make him very nervous. Second question, what is your passion for our community? He'll be wondering what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I just want to build roads and bridges and provide jobs. No. What is your passion? And this is why we need to question the leaders we have. And so I have a little thought here. I call it politics versus leadership. Let's talk about it for a second. Number one, politicians focus on programs, not vision. Number two, politicians' priority is securing the next election, not securing the next generation. Their focus is different. Number three, politicians are preoccupied with promises, not purpose. What we need is statesmen. Stateswomen. We don't need more politicians. A statesman is an interesting human. A statesman think of the next generation.